and drive me to the hospital.
You're feeling sick?
No, I need to take care of something.
It's a big problem. Look, I was watching it just now. I really don't know which idiot uploaded the video of the shooting site online.
Pindi tunapowasha vifaa vyetu, tunapata fursa ya kutangamana na wasikilizaji wetu.
Karibu sana thĩinĩ wa tabarĩra ya Rwiga.
Tunapeperusha utangazaji ulobobea katika habari,
nĩ ũndũ wa macio na mangĩ maingĩ,
burudani,
nĩ harĩa tũkoragwo tũkĩigua nyĩmbo mwaki nyĩmbo hot,
na hamasisho la kiroho. Usiachwe nyuma. Jiunge nasi kwa safari ya kufana katika 99.5 FM. Soro FM.
Tumekuwa kwa ngori ever since yaanze. Hakuna kitu tunakupatia.
Kila kitu iko sawa?
Huyu ni mwizi.
I think I need to leave.
Kuingia ni rahisi sana, lakini kutoka ni uchawi.
I got your back.
Nimetafuta kwa bedroom yangu kila mahali na sioni.
Mara mwisho ulikuwa nayo wapi?
So how do we go about this?
I have worked so hard to get here, so I can't give up. Haiwezi.
Na kafadi kwa gani? Kwani si sister yako?
Can I talk to you?
Mrembo, ongea tu.
Alone. Baba Jina amepigiwa na watu wa bank.
What?
Sindiko makara mabeshte. Umesahau. Alex, unaona 2 steps ahead, eh?
And there we have us. It is Entertainment Thursday right here on Good Morning Kenya this beautiful Thursday morning. As always, it is a pleasure that you have chosen us to start off your morning. And today being a Thursday, we promise you nothing but entertainment. This is where you get your entertainment fix, and you will not be disappointed for sure. We have a packed up show lined up for you. We'll be having a gospel artist in studio. We'll also be having an artist who does Afro-pop, Afrobeat, and R&B all at the same time. And the best percussionist we have on this side of the Sahara will also be in the studio this morning. A lot has been happening. Matters Entertainment, the biggest thing happening right now is the Trace Music Awards, and we'll be getting into that. But before then, my DJ is right here with me. Unique, good morning, and what do you have in store for us today?
Good morning, Vivian. Kama kawa, kama dawa. I'm here for you. Ukicheki ni Thursday, when you see me on your screen, unajuanga tu niko na mazuri. New music always. But today, I just want to do the set different. Nimekawia sana kufanya old school.
Okay.
So today I'm trying to touch an old school vibe. So wasa walikuwa na complain most of the time ati nachezanga old school kidogo sana then new school. So today nime specialize tu kwa old school.
So it's TBT for TBT. Sure. Throwback Thursday.
Thursday. So I got you all old school when you wanaenda na hiyo vibe ya old school, so I got you covered. So before tuingie pale kwa old school, still we have new music that zimereleasiwa like last week. Miss Kamweru, she has a new song called You. We hosted her like some times back. Brida, he has a new song inaitwa Cheza na Topa. That's a new song, a very beautiful song. That dance style will be tutakuwa tuna sample next Thursday because today is let's see a new music.
Yeah.
Kuna Tipsy GPA has a new song called Dr. Ringding. Trio Mio featuring Calligraph. They have a new song. So keep it locked. How's you?
Ndo hivo. Mike Megwe is also here with us. Mike, good morning.
Good morning, Vivian and DJ. It's going to be an interesting session because I'm old school. So I'm going to enjoy that playlist, and I look forward to it. But before we get into that aspect of old school music, we'll be having two different conversations. We'll be talking about International Wheelchair Day, which is celebrated every 1st of March, and the idea is to promote a more inclusive society in which those with mobility limitations have equal access to opportunity. That is a conversation that is coming to immediately after the news, and also we'll be talking about International Wildlife Day, which Kenya will mark this coming Monday. It will be happening in Baringo, so we'll be talking about that later on in the program. Good morning, Ray.
Good morning to you. When Mike says that he's old school, I don't know what I should say. I am, but yes, I'm here nonetheless. I'm here. That's all that matters. I'm here in this time and in this moment, and we are grateful.
For sure.
Yes. So, but I wouldn't mind, you know, some old school kind of music, because it's difficult catching up. Let's be very honest. The industry keeps on changing.
The nostalgic effect it has.
It
takes you back.
It definitely does, and that's the thing with music. Like, it gets you to remember a time in your life. I am sure there's a specific song you listen to, and you vividly remember what was happening at that point in your life. So that's the power of music. And maybe just, Regina, for our DJ to sort you, what specifically...
You really can't.
No.
Now that is Vivian driving me right under the bus. Collision course.
What specific song would you love to get to hear?
Heavenly Father. Are you sure you want me to say that on national television?
Oh, well, if it can be said.
No, I'll meet the DJ behind the tent, lest I just... Is it Nichome, Kuchoma Picha? Because I need to know what scope are we talking about. Are we saying local music? Are we looking at, you know, international? Are we looking at what genre? Are you talking about jazz, soul, R&B? What are you exactly asking of me? Because I have quite the range.
You are just trying to complicate this.
No, I'm serious. I need to know, what genre are we talking about?
DJ, Sidi Yoyote?
Any genre.
Yeah, any.
Yeah.
All right. So if you're talking R&B, I enjoy listening to Sadie, her album of 1996.
Oh, wow.
That is Love Deluxe. I enjoy that particular album. If you're still looking at the early 2000s, I would be looking at Joe Thomas's album. That is I Am Joe. That is R&B. If you're talking about old school, I'd go with Dark Chocolate. That is Tender Pendergrass. That is, I'm sure you've not heard about him, Vivian, but one of his famous songs is TKO. So we call him Teddy.
Okay.
Now, let's come back to the hip-hop. I'm seeing the way you're giving me that bombastic side eye.
I'm just like, okay.
Yes, that is how much of an old school I am. And I've not even talked about Andrea Bocelli. So let's keep that away from the conversation. Let's come back to the 90s, 80s. I wouldn't mind having to listen to some EVE, you know, Gwen Stefani, Faith Evans, and definitely Missy Elliott.
All right. No local song over there, but it's all good.
Yeah?
It's all good. No local. You don't listen to local music.
No. Oh, you said any genre. Oh, local.
It's fine. It's allowed.
Now, local, I have a personal favorite. I really enjoy the works that Sauti Soul have put out.
Okay.
And their album, is it Soul Train? Yes. It has quite the collection that I admire. And my all-time favorite artist, he has reinvented himself over and over again. That is Nameless. I enjoy his pieces. Yeah, and he makes me remember over time when the wife Wahoo had this hit song, You Are a Liar. Whenever I hear about that song, hear it play, I always wonder, was she referring to him? You know, they've had that. But that is a couple that I really admire how far they have come as a couple and also as individual artists. So Nameless carries the day for me. the group Sauti Sol.
Okay.
If you're talking local.
All right. All right.
Yes.
Take it away with the news.
Yes. Now let's start off with some good news, and this is about women winning. Well, what can we say? Is that the national women's soccer team Harambe Starlets qualified for the second round of the 2026 Women's Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers after beating Tunisia 1-0 during the first round return leg encounter played yesterday in Sousse, Tunisia. Kenya scored the lone goal through Teresa Engesha in the 3rd minute, and Tunisia's effort of finding an equalizer amounted to none and missed 2 penalty kicks in each half. Harambe Starlets goalkeeper Lilian Awor, who plies her trade in Romania, was a player of the match after saving the 2 penalties to keep Kenya in the game. Kenya and Tunisia had battled to a barren draw during the first leg that was played last Friday at the Ulinzi complex in Nairobi. Following the win, the Starlets will now face Gambia in the final round of the 2026 Women's Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers to be held on the 20th of October 2025. Kenya is bidding to return to the continental showpiece for the first time since making their debut in the 2016 edition. Well, ladies, just to remind you that KBC is indeed your true sports partner, and we'll be keeping tabs on that. So save the date, and we wish the Harambe Starlets all the best come that particular match against Gambia that is slated for the 20th of October this year. Well, ladies. Now to security matters is that the Kenyan team searching for over 20 fishermen who went missing following an attack in Tondonyang village near Lake Turkana in Turkana County have been allowed access into Ethiopia. According to Interior Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen, the team has already accessed the area of the incident and is searching for the missing persons and 15 boats.
Village in Turkana County is still reeling from Saturday's attack, said to have been carried out by members of the Detention militia from neighboring Ethiopia, leading to the disappearance of over 20 Kenyan fishermen. On Monday, Interior and National Administration Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen, who toured Tondonyang village, formed a team led by the regional commissioner to negotiate with the Ethiopian authorities to facilitate access to the Ethiopian side.
Ambao wajapatikana nimepatia orders regional commissioner wetu hapa. Mmeona regional commissioner ako hapa, tumekuja na yeye anatengeneza team kutoka kesho, wakiongozwa na county commissioner, wataenda kuingia pale kuongea na ile serikali ya upande ule mpaka tukubaliane watu wetu ambao wamepotea wapatikane.
According to the cabinet secretary, diplomatic discussions in Nairobi between Kenyan and Ethiopian officials bore fruit on Tuesday evening, allowing the Kenyan team to search for the missing persons. On Wednesday, the Kenyan contingent working with the Ethiopian counterparts is said to have started the search efforts. The government has called for calm while assuring the public that efforts are ongoing to restore normalcy and account for all missing persons.
And our team is keeping tabs on the developments in regard to that search, rescue and retrieval exercise. Now, to Health Cabinet Secretary Dr. Deborah Barasa on Wednesday came under intense scrutiny at the Senate as lawmakers questioned the government's preparedness in implementing Taifa Care and rolling out the Social Health Authority. Senators put the Cabinet Secretary on the spot over the withdrawal of private and faith-based hospitals from the SHA. Now, the exclusion of civil servants from private healthcare facilities and the persistent funding challenges threatening the success of the program. The grilling came amid growing public outcry over the efficiency or inefficiencies of SHA.
Health Cabinet Secretary Dr. Deborah Barasa faced a tough grilling session in the Senate on Wednesday morning over the troubled rollout of the new national medical scheme.
Whose only interest with health matters is the budget allocation to your ministry. All policy-related matters are implemented at the county governments, Mr. Speaker. You can hear the kind of questions that senators are asking. Some of them is purely on account of the fact that this ministry has failed to interact with this House in the manner that it ought to be.
Senators questioned the government's preparedness to implement Taifa Care, citing funding gaps, staffing shortages, and the withdrawal of private and faith-based hospitals from the Social Health Authority.
Can the Cabinet Secretary standing here before the Senate today confirm to us that there is no family in this country that has planned a Harambe for this weekend to get payment for a loved one to obtain health care, including that baby Ariana, Honorable Speaker?
Just go on record and say that as a country we were not ready for the rollout of UHC. You cannot tell the sick nation that you are putting money to build hospitals, you're looking to recruit staff. That should have happened before you rolled out UHC. So just go on record, be clear on that.
Kitui Senator Enoch Kwambua led the onslaught, accusing the government of rushing the universal healthcare coverage program without proper infrastructure and personnel. Senators further challenged the cabinet secretary, demanding answers on why civil servants were being turned away from private hospitals due to unpaid debts by the defunct National Health Insurance Fund.
If she's aware that civil servants are not getting treatment or denied treatment in private institutions, and now because it is because of the debts that the government owed through NHIF and SHA.
When we were closing down on NHIF to go to UHC, we had X number of facilities. At the time of rolling out, we had increased the number from X to X plus 1,000. We had X number of doctors. We increased the number from X to X plus 20,000. Those are the figures that are expected. Not literature, Mr. Speaker. I thank you.
In response, Dr. Barasa assured senators that the Health Ministry was in talks with the National Treasury and other government agencies to settle outstanding dues owed to private and faith-based health facilities.
Human resource for health, again, it's a journey. Once we have our health financing, once our patients are being seen, once the products are reaching to the facility, then the resources continue to accrue, then we can have even more human resources coming in and again supporting us in the implementation of UHC.
Senators also poked holes into the new benefit packages under the Social Health Authority.
So now, while that was happening, doctors working in public health facilities in Nairobi County are now threatening to down their tools today. According to the Kenya Medical Practitioners and Dentists Union, KMPDU, Nairobi branch chairman, Derograis Maelo, the strike is in response to the failure by the county government to meet a raft of demands, among them payment of salaries. Maelo lamented that the factors have significantly incapacitated doctors in the county to effectively deliver quality medical care to patients.
A week after Doctors Union KMPDU issued a 30-day strike notice to the Ministry of Health to settle the payment and posting of medical interns, doctors in Nairobi County have formally resolved to down their tools starting midnight tomorrow.
Solidarity forever, for the union makes us strong.
While issuing the strike notice today, KMPDU Nairobi branch chairman Gracious Maelo claimed that all Nairobi County doctors will boycott work due to, among others, illegal salary stoppages and dismissal.
Enough is enough. There are so many other issues. We have like doctors in Mama Lucy, consultants who have been working for 5 years without pay. You can imagine. They are all salaries in basic salaries, over 300 million each, 4 doctors. This county doesn't care. Come Thursday, midnight, there will be no doctor in any of these hospitals. Mbagathi, Pumwani, Mama Lucy, Mama Margaret, level 3s, level 2s, level 1s, level 0s.
KMPDU is accusing the government of fueling the doctors' decision to strike over what it termed as deliberate incapacitation of their services by failing to address their concerns.
But I still want to promise you that we'll do everything within the next 72 hours. We'll do everything to make sure that we try and call off this strike. We'll do everything. But remember, the ball is not in our hands. We passed this ball to your governor 2 weeks ago. It is for him to score a goal. Not 3 goals, not 2 goals, just a goal. The goal of prioritizing health in this county.
Should the Nairobi doctors make true their threat, The health sector could plunge into a crisis following the decision by the Rural and Private Hospital decision to suspend services offered under the Social Health Authority share.
That was yesterday, and today we're going to be keeping tabs if indeed they make do with their threat to down the tools. To politics now. The National Rainbow Coalition Kenya party leader Martha Karua is set to unveil a political outfit dubbed People's Liberation Party today. The rebranding is ahead of a new coalition said to be in the works by opposition political figures in the country in preparation for the 2027 general elections. Now, Kenya was formed after Mwai Kibaki and Raila Odinga's allies split following the defeat of the constitutional amendment referendum in 2005.
The political landscape and realignments now appear to be slowly taking shape as new parties are said to be in the offing while others begin to emerge. In a statement, Martha Karua on Wednesday announced plans to drop National Rainbow Coalition Kenya and unveil People's Liberation Party ahead of the 2027 polls. Now Kenya goes way back to 2005 when it split from the initial National Rainbow Coalition after President Mwai Kibaki-led government was defeated in the referendum to amend the constitution.
Appealing to each one of you to get involved on this campaign, on the process of electing leadership in Kenya, from the ward representative to the CEO of this corporation called Kenya, which is the position I seek from you as fellow compatriots.
It then became Karua's political vehicle in the 2013 presidential election, where she lost to President Uhuru Kenyatta's TNA.
Wakenya oye! Wakenya oye!
Now Kenya was again instrumental in the 2022 elections when Karua penned an agreement with the Azimio coalition to become Raila Odinga's running mate in their defeated quest for the country's top job against William Ruto.
The selection of a running mate and a deputy president designate is one of the most important decisions a presidential candidate has to make. Hello?
Unveiling the new party registered at the office of the Registrar of Political Parties in March 2025, Karua is yet again keen to be at the center stage of a stab at the presidency in 2027. Wiper's Kalonzo Musyoka is among the political figures expected to grace the event.
And that particular date happens to be today, and we'll be keeping tabs on that. It seems that we indeed have quite the busy entry here on KBC Channel 1 just to ensure that you get updated on what is happening locally as well as across borders. To the courts, where the Court of Appeal has set Friday the 21st of March 2025 as the date on which to deliver a ruling on whether to stay the High Court's decision declaring Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition as a majority party in the National Assembly. This is after the National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula, through lawyer Elisha Ngoya, urged the court to suspend the decision rendered early this month.
National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula, through lawyer Elisha Ongoya, urged the court to suspend the decision, citing parliamentary confusion and concerns over post-election coalitions altering the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission declaration. However, Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition's lawyer Kibe Mungai opposed the stay, arguing that Wetangula was in contempt of court and that granting the application will amount to judicial immunity. The Court of Appeal will rule on March 21st on whether to suspend the High Court's decision declaring Azimio as the majority party. Speaker Moses Wetangula argues for a stay, while Azimio lawyers opposes it, citing contempt of court. Separately, former Migori Governor Okoth Obado has been directed to defend himself against murder charges in the killing of his university student Sharon Otieno. Trial Judge Justice Cecilia Gidua ruled that Obado has a case to answer and set the defense hearing from Wednesday 23rd to Friday 25th April 2025. He is represented by Senior Counsel Kioko Kilukumi and Roger Sagana. Meanwhile, in the lower court of Milimani, a senior manager at a Nairobi-based printing firm, Chekati Narashima Rao, was charged with theft and forgery involving over 254 million shillings. The prosecution termed Rao a flight risk, but the court granted him a bond of 10 million shillings with a condition to surrender his passport.
The amount in question being 254,461,768, which I believe is a substantial amount to warrant the review of the earlier bond terms. This being said, the accused person's bond terms are hereby reviewed to the effect that the accused person is granted a bond of 10 million with a similar surety of the same amount, or a cash bail of 3 million with 2 Kenyan sureties to give a personal recognizance of a similar amount. Pending the determination of the application by the council for the accused person dated the 13th of January 2025, the accused person's passport will also remain deposited in court.
The case will be mentioned on Wednesday, 12th March 2025. Finally, a Kiambu court has granted investigating officers from Kihara Directorate of Criminal Investigation Office 21 days to detain a woman and her mother-in-law as investigation into the murder of her 4-year-old son continue.
Hatujaweza kuwa na habari kamili ya ni nani alikuwa na mtoto dakika za mwisho mpaka ile wakati mwili wa mtoto uliweza kupatikana kichakani.
Appearing before Kiambu's resident magistrate Nilian Wambui, the investigating officer David Ngechu told the court Ian Misingi's mutilated body was found in a thicket in Gashie 8 days after his disappearance.
Naona pia hakujaweza kuwa na ripoti yoyote kwa kituo chochote cha polisi kuhusiana na kupotea kwa huyo mtoto.
Granted 21 days to hold both respondents at Kihara Police Station, mentioned on the 19th of March before court number 7.
The pre-trial is scheduled for 19th March 2025.
To business, the Agriculture Ministry has placed a moratorium on the importation of wheat, directing millers to purchase the produce held by farmers. Cabinet Secretary Mutahi Kagwe says there are 400,000 bags of wheat held by farmers and that government will only lift the moratorium to cater for the deficit. Millers will buy what wheat set at 5,300 shillings per bag.
In demonstrations by farmers in Narok, Nakuru, Uasin Gishu and Timau over the poor prices paid by millers. Leaders from wheat-growing regions have been agitating for better wheat prices as prices plummet due to a market glut.
Ni lazima hiyo ngano inunuliwe within 1 week. Wale millers ambayo wanalete ngano pali pengine wawachane na hiyo ngano mpaka kwanza wanunue ngano ambayo tayari tuko nayo kwa masto yetu. Na hiyo tayari tumekubaliana nao within 1 week. Hiyo ngano yote itolewe bila kuchelewa kwa sababu mvua ndio hii na wakulima wetu wengi wanao hawana pahali ya kuweka hiyo ngano.
After a meeting with millers and farmers, Agriculture Cabinet Secretary Mutahi Kagwe has directed millers to mop up all wheat held by local farmers before importing additional grain to fill the deficit. Millers will purchase wheat from farmers at a minimum price of 5,300 shillings for grade 1 and 5,200 shillings for grade 2. Kagwe says farmers are currently holding 400,000 bags of wheat, and the Agriculture and Food Authority will release C60 import licenses for the 21 millers under the Cereal Millers Association once all the bags are purchased.
Well, that effectively puts a cap on matters in the headlines this morning on Good Morning Kenya. Be sure to peruse our website at www.kbc.co.ke for further updates. We're keeping tabs on the new political outfit that is supposed to be unveiled today by none other than the National Rainbow Coalition Kenya party leader Martha Karua, looking at how, this is a formation that is looking at, getting ready ahead of the 2027 general election. So who will be part of this particular new party? All eyes are on Martha Karua today as she unveils that new political outfit. I'm Regina Manyara. Have a pleasant day ahead.
From the bliss of new beginnings to the trials of commitment, this is a celebration of resilience, passion, and the power of togetherness. Join us as we unravel real-life stories, because every journey deserves to be cherished, for better, for worse, on KBC Channel 1.
Are you a talented artist? Or are you passionate about a topic you want to discuss? But money can be very hard to find for an upcoming artist. Don't worry, Studio Mashinani has got your back. Sign up on ajira.co.ke to book a session with our music and video producers across the country. Work on your music, jingles, spoken words, and even podcasts to realize your dream. All for free. Studio Mashinani, Radani Talent.
Hali ambayo kwamba ni hali ambayo kwamba inabidi ufanye istighfari sana na kumwomba sana Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala na kukithirisha sana kuisoma Qur'ani, kwa sababu salafi salih bimaana masahaba na wanazuoni walikuwa wema na hali ya Mtume sallam walikuwa wakimwomba Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, masalafu wema waliotangulia miezi misita.
Na unapojiandaa katika kuingia katika mwezi wa Ramadhan, basi kama Waislamu tunapaswa kuhakikisha kuwa tumefanya mazoezi ya kufunga katika mwezi huu wa Shaaban.
Okay, who's touchdown? It's your boy, it's the flow, and I'm back around town. Skiza, sijui introduce true flow yenyewe bala. I don't see the use. Chaguo latini, chaguo la nini, chaguo ni usanii juu ya beats za shazi. Na msione kama lika na cheza, pete yenyewe inang'aa mpaka inafukuza kisa. Niko katika pilka ya kupewa pills na tisa, kisha ni bebe Jane na Trisha. Allah, si hii flow inatisha, wacha ni pose, paparazzi wapige picha. Top 5 dead or alive, sitawaficha. Top 5 dead or alive, si ni lazima. Kila verse, kila flow inaundwa na bidii, ama MC wataweza ni waki.
Indeed, that is a prelude of what to expect after the first two conversations right here on Good Morning Kenya. Welcome to the program. My name is Mike Megwe, and today we are talking about International Wheelchair Day, which is basically a day that promotes a more inclusive society in which those with mobility limitations have equal access to opportunities. And in studio, I'm joined by three brilliant brains. That is Boniface Mutua, who is the Assistant Superintendent of Police at the Administration Police Headquarters. Welcome to the program. And also Robert Maina, who is a Senior Sergeant at the National Police Service. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
And also Cosmas Julius, who is the CEO of Maendeleo ya Walemavu. Just to start off, let me start off with you, as Superintendent. What is the importance of this International Wheelchair Day?
Thank you, Mike, for inviting us for this show. And I would like to state that the International Wheelchair Day is an event that is celebrated annually on 1st March every year to basically see the journey of mobility within the wheelchair fraternity, and also to advocate for people who have mobility issues and need wheelchairs, and also ensuring that we advocate for accessibility within institutions and facilities that these people, the community that uses a wheelchair, can access. Yeah.
And Robert, why really is the National Police Service now in this?
Thank you, Mike. It is very important for the National Police to be on this day, because many of the people do not understand that there is people, many of the police officers who have been injured on the line of duty and been confirmed on the wheelchair. So, being in collaboration with this day, we want to show the nation that even the police face a lot of challenges, and we want to so that the public can understand and accommodate the police who are on the wheelchair. Yeah.
Yes. Cosmas, what does this day mean to you, given that, especially now that you are the CEO of Maendeleo Walemavu?
Thank you, Mr. Mike. Indeed, this day is very, very, very special to me as a person. It is also very special as a nation. Maendeleo Walemavu organization is actually the convener of this event that we are celebrating with our brothers and sisters in the National Police Service. We decided to be very intentional because for a very long time, the police officers have been nicknamed so many names that, these are, it's just shoot and kill, or these are abductors. But there is beyond what people, and these are our brothers and sisters, these are our spouses, these are our children, So we felt because they belong to the society, why not celebrate with them? So this day is very dear to us. And we felt because, they're always in uniform. We're civilians. So there is always that mismatch. Kwamba wewe ni afande, wewe ni, So we want to make sure that, there is easy cohesion between the uniformed and the civilians. And also, it also will be a moment for our police officers, rather our men and women in uniform, to have a moment when to excel. Because many times, they are confined within their working stations. But see now, we'll be having actually people in civilian who will be also be interacting with them. So it will be just a good moment just to make sure that we have a very good working environment together. Yes.
Van der Boniface, is it timely that now people need to know that the police officers who are injured and are now confined in the line of duty, injured in the line of duty, are now confined in a wheelchair, can still serve the nation?
Oh, yes. And that's basically why we're here, to first show that besides being a police officer, we are also human, and we can get to such kind of injuries, and we can still work within the National Police Service fraternity. If you remember so well, the IG is very passionate about matters of disability within the National Police Service, and Mr. Kanja himself has been at the forefront to ensure that police officers who are injured in line of duty are supported within the frameworks that are within the National Police Service, and they are reintegrated after undergoing some processes of rehabilitation. They can come back to the service and work, though not very actively because of injuries, but they can be placed somewhere.
Yes. Afande Robert, how has the journey been for you working now in the National Police Service in your capacity?
Yeah, thank you. In the first place, it was a very difficult journey, but wakati tulishikiliwa mkono na kikosi, maisha yakaanza kuwa rahisi, because wakati nilimia, the public ilikuwa na ile discrimination ya kwamba unaona kama raia iko napenda askari sana. Lakini wakati kikosi ilitushikilia ikatuonesha that we can do, ikatupea platform ya kufanya kazi, especially the DIG and the IG kuwa natushikilia sana, so maisha ikakuwa rahisi kidogo. So right now we cannot complain because with the hand of the IG and the DIG and our colleagues kuwa natushikilia sana. Kama ni kwenda kazi kuwa tunasaidiwa na magari, kama ni hospitali therapy kuwa kuna sometime our colleagues kuwa nashikilia sana. Kwa hiyo raini ya nini ya kazi. So hatuwezi tuka complain sahi. Lakini in the first place it was very difficult because we could not ile kujikubali.
Acha nirudi kwako. Ni programs gani mko nazo ambazo mnatumia kusaidia polisi wenye wameathirika na or they are confined to the wheelchairs?
There are many programs that the National Police Service undertakes once a police officer is injured in line of duty. There are courses that they undergo for the purposes of rehabilitation and being reintegrated back to the service even after injury. For my case, when I got my injury some 5 years ago, in 2019, it was I got this an acquired disability that I got from an act of terror. I was hit by an ID in northeastern province, and this is where now my journey to rehabilitation started. So within the framework of the National Police Service, we do trainings that are tailored to make sure that a police officer, when he gets injury, they can now go back to work. For my case, I was taken for a counseling course, and then rehabilitation started, and I was placed at the headquarters in the media section. So they are across the services, both the Administration Police Service, Kenya Police Service, and DCI, they have a structure where all their officers, once they're injured, they can undergo first the rehabilitation phase, and then get back to the service and a specific placement. For my case, I was placed in the media section. Mine has been placed at the records office where he keeps records, motor vehicle records. Others can go to the signal department. Others can go to the clerical work, so that they feel as part of the service even after their injury.
Yeah, so it's not always only about the physical aspect of it. There's also the psychological aspect of it.
Absolutely.
Now, CEO, Cosmas, are there programs that maendeleo ya walemavu collaborate na polisi in terms of making sure that people understand why it is important to appreciate the work done by police persons who are who have acquired disability in the line of duty?
Thank you. Thank you so very much, Mike. If you allow me, I'll mention very fast the pillars that maendeleo walemavu organizations operate in. We have advocacy and awareness to the rights of persons with disability. We do disability inclusion trainings. We lobby for opportunities for persons with disability. We do legal pro bono services. We do assessment to buildings and organizations that are disability friendly, and we commend them to National Council for Persons with Disability for an award. And then we also do climate resilience and accessible health. Now, having mentioned that, it's very clear that the pillars really talk to themselves. And really, when we got the blessings, as Mr. Mtoa mentioned, from the seniors, starting from Mr. Kanja, Inspector General, Mr. Gilbert Masengeli, DIG, and Eliud Lagat, really, it was high time that we felt, I mean, for a very long time, as I mentioned earlier, our police officers, you know, they've been like, I mean, we cannot associate with you people because just in a civilian, we don't know the coded language, you know. So like, I mean, what is the starting point? But I want to tell you, Mike, that these officers, when they open the doors for us, we've always had sensitization programs. We have what we call disability mainstreaming programs, which actually in the training, I thank God that they started that that unit, that once they've acquired disability, they all will be taken that program. But again, when we came in, because we've got a very good relationship with the National Police Service, we're given an opportunity, like, I mean, what is it that they're doing that we can also do better, or rather we can work together to make it better. Then number two, sports and education is also something that is very interesting. Maybe perhaps as we go by, you realize that Maendeleo Walemavu with the National Police Service is really having an activity with them for sports for the National Police Service. And we also have a Kenyan team that will be coming to compete with them, you know, to give them that environment that, I mean, yes, you're on a wheelchair, you with of course in a uniform. I'm also in civilian on a wheelchair, but we can always have a moment for us to talk. And of course, just about psychosocial support, I mean, having so many moments just on one-on-one, because at times it's very hard for them actually to come where we are in the field. So it's very easy for us, more especially for Mto's office and Mr. Maina and the rest, we always had an opportunity to just have a safe space for us to talk.
Yes.
Yes.
Afande Robert, what can you say? Unaweza sema ni impact gani hii collaboration sasa na maendeleo walemavu imekuwa between the National Police Service and the maendeleo walemavu?
Impact yenye naweza sema saa hii iko ni ya kwamba inatupea that motisha kwamba we can do better, kuendelea kutumikia wananchi na kwamba kuonesha the public that police pia ni binadamu, wanaumia kwa kazi, na that support that yenye maendeleo na ya nini ya wheelchair leo, kwamba hizo vitu kama sport yenye tutakuwa tunafanya pamoja nao ni kwamba ya kuonesha kwanza askari wanaweza kushikiriana na raia kuendelea kuhudumia wananchi.
Afande Boniface, talk about the level of commitment and inclusivity that the National Police Service has in terms of including those officers who serve now as PWDs in the service.
The commitment and goodwill has been there, and the DIG from APS has been in the forefront. Mr. Gilbert Masengeli has really tried to ensure that and embrace persons with disability within the National Service, National Police Service, especially, you know, when you acquire an injury like this in line of duty. It's only prudent for any organization to embrace you back and also, you know, reintegrate you back to the service in whichever capacity that they can wish to. There's a lot of commitment from the office in terms of making sure that the injured police officers get placements that befit their acquired disabilities. Accessibility within buildings within the National Police Service is underway. Most are accessible, but the ones that are not accessible is, in fact, that is why we have this conversation where we now need to make our institutions very accessible for persons with disability. And also on the bit of training, we have a training department within the National Police Service that does disability mainstreaming. It's called Directorate of Training and Research, led by Director Madam Bianca, who spearheads an entire program that addresses matters disability and ensure that injured police officers get proper training for purposes of placing them in respective section within their areas of duty. Yeah.
Now, Cosmas, let's talk about in terms of opportunities, especially for people with disabilities. Do you think there are adequate opportunities in terms of employment that have been availed to them, or the mentality about them is yet to shift?
Oh, thank you, Mike. That is a very pertinent question. And allow me to say, opportunities, they're always on paper. Yeah. But when it comes to the realities, I mean, it's not what is really on paper, because it's very clear that it's anchored, in the Constitution that at least 5% of the employees within, the system, at least should be persons with disability. I know it's in KBC, at least there's quite a number. I know there's some in KBC, but again, if I ask you, what percentage is it? I'm very sure, Mike, it's not even 2%. But it's very clear that there is goodwill. It's very intentional that you guys are embracing persons with disability. But allow me to say, it's very few people who just embraced persons with disability within the workforce. For instance, for example, if you acquire a disability, just like Fandem and Robert, them they're in the government. So it's very hard for the government to actually throw you out, because the rule is very clear, you got an injury while on duty. But now take a situation, somebody who is a PWD who is looking for an opportunity. On paper, they're indicating that a person's ability, they're encouraged to apply. But now when you mention your type of disability and the kind of reasonable accommodation that you need to be given, my brother, that one technically knocks out, because you need to be paid above minimum wage. There is guide allowance, within your working environment, how is it supposed to be? Is it friendly? Does it accommodate your need? And then, of course, accessibility as well. So allow me to say, well, there is good intention from a few organizations, but out of 10, my brother, I'll be very honest to give a genuine 3 in terms of opportunities for persons with disability in organizations. But of course, this is one of the conversations actually we keep on pushing, that we got persons with disability with different professionalism. There are people with the different backgrounds that were fit to work. It's only that now we've come as Maendeleo Walemavu to be a war between that. Of course, KBC, we have lawyers, we've got PWDs who can do photography, who can do videography, and all that you can accommodate these people within the system, so that at least the 5% is embraced. Yes.
Now, still on you, how do you think the government can ensure that everyone who needs a wheelchair has access to it?
Well, thank you. Allow me to say, it's through policies. The number 2, of course, the goodwill must be very clear, and also the government must be very intentional. A wheelchair should not be seen that this is a secondary device, because nobody knew, the 2 gentlemen, good gentlemen here, that they could wake up one time and they get themselves on a wheelchair. But before they get a wheelchair, there is that gap between the wheelchair and where Fandem is. So I wish that the government should make it mandatory. It should even be free. They should be free, because the 2 guys can tell you their wheelchairs, they're electric, meaning that they've got a lot of independence and a lot of freedom within themselves. Their moving around is independent. Take a situation now, a person who is using a wooden wheelchair, which you'll have to use a lot of energy even to push, for you to get to somewhere else. Then again, there are so many assistive devices. Let me say, all assistive devices for persons with disability, at least they should be 0 rated, because absolutely I can tell you, my brother, they're very expensive. This white can, averagely it's about 1,500. Take a person who is now visually impaired, who's just acquired visual impairment, who doesn't know how do I start with my rehabilitation program, who does not even accept himself like, I'm a visually impaired person, but I can start my life afresh. But he has to go buy this. Now, it's not again also buying just assistive device. There's an aspect of assessment, like what type of a device do you need, as far as your need is concerned. So my prayer is, because there are so many things the government can do, just like the government is done tax exemption to persons with disability, my prayer could be, can all the assistive devices be also tax exempted? Because this white cane is part of me. I only leave this white cane maybe once I've got to my house. After that, then I don't need it. But anywhere, doesn't matter which type of forum that I'm attending, I must have a white cane. So my prayer is the government should be very intentional, and of course, I'm even actually giving a humble plea to His Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto. This is a conversation that we've ever had previously, different forums. I remember we even did a disability charter. We requested that all the assistive devices of persons with disability should be zero rated. So it's my prayer. It's long overdue. That I mean, matters to do with disability. It's high time that we need to have a very concrete discussion. And then, of course, it is embraced by every person. Lastly, all let me say private and government agencies. It's very clear in the Constitution. At least 5% of the employees should be persons with disability. Can at least across the board make sure the government make sure this law is adhered unto, so that at least 5% of the employees are persons with disability. At least to start from there, we attain the 5%. Yes.
Let me come to you, Fande Boniface. What can people expect on now? The celebration is on Saturday. Where is it happening, and what can people expect from the celebrations?
In the partnership that and collaboration that we've gotten into with the Maendeleo ya Walemavu, on 1st March will be Sporting Day. Though we'll have a precursor day of on 28th to do mainstreaming, and it will be done at Pakasi, where we'll do tree planting and also sensitization to the course participants at Embakasi A campus. And this is where we have gotten a lot of goodwill and reception from the commandant, Embakasi A campus, Mr. Davis Lumwatu, and he has supported us in a very big way by allowing us to do a tree planting exercise within his facility, and also ensure that we talk to the course participants who are undergoing different courses within the institution. We do mainstreaming there, and then now proceed for the D-Day event, which will be on 1st March, where we'll be undertaking different sports at Nyao Stadium. We'll be doing air shooting at Langata, the Kenya Regiment Rifle Club, where we'll be doing wheelchair shooting, and we have a number of persons with disability, police officers, who will be accompanying us, the wheelchair users, to make that event a success. After getting out of the shooting range, we'll proceed now to Nyao Stadium, where we'll do wheelchair racing, we'll do wheelchair basketball, and also for the accompanying team, who are also police officers with disability, who are blinds, will do goal ball, their football match. So basically that's what we are going to be undertaking for the 2 days, and I will wish to take this opportunity to invite each and everyone who will be willing to come accompany us for the 2 events. That one will be at Embakasi A campus, and then the other one that will happen at Nyao Stadium.
Yes. Fande, Robert, what do you expect people to learn from the International Wheelchair Day this coming Saturday?
What we want the public to learn, that each and every one of us, we are candidate of disability. It is only God that save us. Wakati unarudi nyumbani ukiwa sawa, unastahili kushukuru Mungu tumerudi nyumbani kuwa salama. So tunataka watu walan kwamba pia watu wenye kwa wheelchair, they can do better. Then they can serve the nation, especially the police officer who are acquired this injury in the line of duty. And not only the police who are on wheelchair, there are others who are wamekatwa miguu, kuna wengine ni bride. So tunataka kwamba the public to be aware that disability haikuzuii kufanya kazi yoyote. So hata we can in every society to give those people who that disability platform to do whatever they can do, especially tukiingia kama ni kwa kazi ya polisi, sisi yenye tuko in the line of service, we have been given that chance ya kufanya kazi. So haizuii mtu yoyote kufanya kazi yoyote. So let the public know that disability is not disability. Yes. And we can do better.
Yes.
Thank you.
Cosmas, your message to the people.
Well, allow me to say to the entire nation, we want to take this opportunity to just embrace our men and uniform, at this day. That is International Wheelchair Day. Actually, we say, just like Mr. Robert is indicated very clear that disability is not an ability. And I can tell you these people, they've got a very, they are very special in their own way. If you really get a moment to interact with them one-on-one, you realize that there is much beyond the uniform. They're just an amazing team. But allow me request that all the people of goodwill, well-wishers, those organizations that who really know that without the police today, security, when you're sleeping, these guys outside there, they're taking care of you, for God's sake. They're taking care of your life in the house, your properties, So I wish, can we change the mindset of looking the police officers to be just killers? These are our family members. These are brothers and sisters. So my prayer could be let's change the mindset. Look at them as very good people in the society. And number two, we are requesting that many organizations, it's high time to embrace persons with disability, even in terms of employment and even give them assistive devices. We are very much ready to just have a conversation. And lastly, allow me to say, Mr. Mike, that International Wheelchair Day makes us all equal. From where they are seated, from where you guys are seated, this wheelchair is an equalizer. Any assistive device to person with disability is an equalizer. So thank you so much. As just as indicated, we have 2 days event. That is 20th, which is tomorrow. We'll be starting with the growing of trees at 7:30 at Embakasi Training College. And then, of course, thereafter we'll be having disability mainstreaming sessions. So for those who could wish to come along with us, we don't mind just reaching out to our communication department so that at least you could get your details. Because the other side, it's just not a walk in the park. It must be known like you're coming along so that we know how we can, arrange for easy movement. So thank you so much, Mike. I don't mind to see you there tomorrow because, you need to be there. Why not? Thank you.
Indeed. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for coming to Good Morning Kenya and talking about the International Wheelchair Day. And also bringing to the fore the service that even the police officers who are serving on a wheelchair are doing to the country. And on behalf of KBC, thank you for your service. That is Boniface Mutua, who is Assistant Superintendent of Police at the Administration Police Headquarters. Also Robert Maina, who is a Senior Sergeant, HSA. And Cosmas Julius, who is the CEO of Maendeleo ya Walemavu, speaking to us about International Wheelchair Day, which is happening this Saturday. But they have events that are starting tomorrow. This is where we end this conversation. Don't go too far. Good Morning Kenya continues shortly. My name is Mike Megwe.
Wiki hii kwenye mkulima tumejikita mizizi hapa Mathare, ambapo tumejitosa katika kilimo cha mboga. na pia ufugaji wa mbuzi wa maziwa.
After high school unapata kuna opportunities hapa nje. Mume-enroll kwa colleges, mkitoka bado mnaangaliana hapa nje. So nakumbuka hiyo wakati tukiwa bado si wachanga, rais yule alikuwa wakati huo na alikuwa anahimiza kwamba vijana waweze kucreate opportunities au wenyewe nao serikali itakuja kusupport. So hizo ndio ideas zenye tulika chini tukaona wacha tukue na kitu yetu yenye itatupeleka to the next level badala ya kutegemea saa yote tukililia serikali.
Usikose kujumuika nasi siku ya Jumamosi saa 10:30 upate uhondo kamili.
Hello?
Hey, Shoya. Are you coming back?
It won't be too long.
Is Jim being all right? Is it serious?
She has a mild concussion.
Can you drive?
Yes.
Then drive me to the hospital.
You're feeling sick?
No, I need to take care of something.
It's a big problem. Look, I was watching it just now. I really don't know which idiot uploaded the video of the shooting site online.
What do you want, Rebecca?
Respect your elders, Bala.
If you think that you're an elder, then act like one.
I thought you said you had nothing to do with it.
Of course, I always keep my word.
It's going to end up very, very roughly for whoever was involved. Tunaenda na Jess. Hiyo mambo ya ujinga ya Jess unaleta hapa ya kufanya nini?
Sina hata escort mzee.
I trust you.
Uko sure unataka iende hivyo?
Msinya kidogo kabisa.
You've been going after Kaikara for decades now.
Kaikara is not going to stop, and neither am I. Kaende.
Dan, Omina said, this is going to be a good day. I can feel it.
Are you aware that your wife landed? Allah? Hujapata uhondo?
All right, welcome back to Good Morning Kenya. My name is Mike Migwe. Now we get into yet another conversation, and now we are talking about International Wildlife Day, and I am joined by Dr. John Kip Korir Chumo, who is a Conservation Secretary at the State Department for Wildlife. Welcome to the program.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Mwiki. My name is John Chuma, as you have been told.
Yes.
Coming from the State Department for Wildlife, under the Ministry of Tourism and Wildlife.
Yes.
And I'm happy that today you've hosted us.
Yes.
And more so on matters to do with wildlife in this country.
Yes.
And in particular about the Wildlife Day that is normally celebrated on 3rd of March of every year.
Tell us about that, the International Wildlife Day.
I mean, International Wildlife Day is a day that is set internationally by what you call the CITES Convention in International of Endangered on Trade on Endangered Species, which was actually done in 1973 for purposes of celebrating the wildlife sector in the whole world, and especially bringing awareness on the importance of the wildlife and looking at the benefits of the same to human beings, and in particular also governments, and ensuring that what do they do in terms of the economy, and bringing awareness, also creating awareness to the people of this world that other than the human beings, we have livestock, and then in particular again we have now the wildlife, and they need to coexist with the human beings. And the other thing is actually to look at the challenges these animals are going through, because if you look at currently there are, for example, 3 major issues that the wildlife are actually going through. One of it is actually the climate change. We are talking about human-wildlife conflict. We are talking about pollution of, the habitats or habitat loss in the parks, the game reserves, for example, the sanctuaries, and also the conservancies. So these are the things that we discuss and look at, for example, during such kind of day. It is, as I said, celebrated all over. Now in Kenya, in the whole world today, on that we shall be able to celebrate it in Geneva, in Switzerland, and in Kenya we are going to do it in Baringo, a place called Marigat, and in particular a place called Kiborkoch in Lake Bogoria, area. That doesn't mean that we are only going to do it in Lake Bogoria. It's going to be done across the country, in all the 47 counties, so that every county will be able to organize a function and have, stakeholders, bring on board the people of Kenya, wherever they are, and start discussing. Like for example, in Kenya, as I said, we value it so much because, about 10% of our GDP is actually brought in courtesy of tourism, and for every 10 tourists that jet into Kenya, about 8 of them would want, for example, to go to the park. The other 2% would want, the other 2 would probably look at, they want to go to look at other touristic sites, like for example our very beautiful beaches along the coastal region. But then others actually come, the first thing they would ask is, where do we have the big 5? Where do we get the lions, for example? Where do we see the elephants, the rhinos, and the others? So, and of course, those are just found in our parks. They are found in our game reserves and sanctuaries, and also in those private conservancies. So that tells you, if you are talking about 10%, almost 10% of our GDP, that's around 450 something billion of Kenyan money that is actually, or revenue that is actually accrued from tourism, and in particular because of the wildlife that we have. And to tell you, Mr. Mikwi, is that as a country, we are endowed with wildlife resources across the country, and that is why we would actually jealously want to guard, because without them, our economy will not actually be able to be enriched. Number 2 is that we have that heritage, that we have what it takes. Other people don't have it, and we don't take it for granted.
And this day also now brings to the fore the importance of why the public needs to take wildlife conservation seriously.
Yes, and that's exactly what it is. Like we are actually saying, for example, that this is actually about wildlife conservation finance. That's the theme, wildlife conservation finance. And talking about the people and planet, we are saying that it's a clarion call that wildlife conservation finance, investing in people and planet. And therefore, we can see the key word there is planet and people. And therefore, we are saying, as much as we are not just conserving, animals for nothing. We want, for example, wherever you are, whether it is in Bomet, whether it is in Lamu, whether it is in somewhere in Elgeyo Marakwet, we are saying that those animals that you see, they are very important for us, because look at this. we want also to agree that there's some of them are now endangered. There were the animals which were there maybe 30, 50 years ago, and they're just extinct because of the factors I've mentioned. But then we really then want to actually say that there is a reason why we need to take care of. I've said the first thing that we really need to take care of our animals is our heritage. These are the animals that that God gave us as a country. And number two, we know that it is not just in vain. These animals, courtesy of tourism, we get a lot of money. We get a lot of resources. And therefore, we really need to jealously guard as a country through many ways. One, through the policies that we do. Number three is that awareness, so that when an animal, for example, by mistake, gets out of the park, we don't kill them. Because, in the past, when you see, for example, maybe a lion, or, for example, a leopard, or even, a hyena, people start running against it and, killing it. But once we appreciate that these are actually animals that God has given us, the next thing that we know is that we need to coexist with them. And then the next thing to do is that when we see, an antelope, or we don't say this one in terms of food, we don't say, we would actually call KWS, the staff, the rangers that are ready to come and, capture the same animals and take them back to where they belong. So those are the things. But you see, if you don't have that, awareness creation, we don't see the importance of these animals, then you find, for example, that whenever they, stray, then the next thing to do is just to look for a cookie and start, hunting them.
Yeah, you've talked of the theme now. How does it reflect Kenya's efforts or approach to conservation?
I mean, first of all, I want to tell you that Kenya as a country has a lot of, first of all, we have very clear policies. We have, within our constitution, it's very clear on the importance of, why we need to take care of our animals. Number two is that we have the, the Wildlife Act. We have even the other environmental, like, for example, MCA, or Environment and Coordination Act. I mean, we have what it takes to really take care of our animals in terms of the policies and legislations. Number two is that we if you look at even the theme, as I've said, I've talked about ensuring that this conservation should actually give us money. That's why, for example, we encourage very many people to participate. You see, when we have a wildlife, when we have the animals taken care of, whether it is in Masai Mara, whether it is in Amboseli or Savu or whatever, then the people living around, obviously they get better because they will be able to do business and actually get money out of it. The trade around there and business will actually be, up as compared to other places. Number two is that we try as much as possible to invest in, when we say investing in people in this case, is that the places where we have this wildlife, we obviously open up roads, infrastructure for the people of that region. We also ensure that when, for example, when we have that road, we have infrastructure being done, the people who are actually involved in that place are the people living around there. And therefore, issues of financing becomes anything in terms of everybody being involved. And that's why the most important thing is we are saying that we don't take care of the animals alone, as in just those animals should coexist with the people.
Yes.
People should see the importance of those animals. And in any case, I'm saying, if you are seeing an animal without, we want to bring tourists around, and once they are there, the people will be buying goods and merchandise around and all that. So those are the kind of things we are actually talking about.
Now, Kenya is also a signatory of the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species. What role, how does it reflect, now that it's coinciding with the 50th anniversary of CITES, how relevant is this celebration to also this 50th anniversary of CITES?
Now, thank you so much. As I said, I think when I began, I said that CITES was began and back in 1973. Even the day for celebrating this is around that time.
Yeah.
And therefore we are saying that as a signatory to CITES as a country, it is very important for us to as we celebrate the 50 years. One is that we are a signatory to it. And what does that mean? It means, for example, that we take care of animals. Like, for example, issues of poaching.
Yes.
When you are a signatory to society, it means, for example, that you need to minimize or get rid of poaching as much as possible. So we are actually ensuring that, so that we become members of, we continue enjoying membership of CITES. It means that we need to reduce and get rid of the poaching. Number 3 is ensure that we take care of our wildlife in the country, and ensure that there is no trade. This thing of we are talking about poaching and selling of some of these products as coming from the animals. You have heard that in the past, for example, there used to be people who will just be able to kill maybe the elephants and take the tusks, ivory, and those kind of things. Others would be able to even kill pangolins and many other things. They're both fauna and flora, and therefore we are actually saying that we should we join the other members and the rest of the world, that we fight against poaching, we fight against the trade on endangered species of our products and all these other things. So as a country, we are up to date in terms of the requirements and the standards that CITES have actually set.
How about addressing the conflict between human-wildlife conflict?
And that is actually why I say that as a country, human-wildlife conflict is one of those, I think I say one of those challenges and issues that we are addressing as a country. Because one is that these animals are actually found within the premises of wananchi. If you look at, for example, areas like Masai Mara, we live, we have the Masai Mara, and next to it are actually conservancies. Next to it also are people's residence. There are people who are doing farming. And by the way, human-wildlife conflict comes up with the issue. We address issues to do with the predation, killing of animals. I mean the livestock, the sheep, the goats, and all that. The other thing is people also get injured because of when you are attacked by a hyena, for example, or any other, or even a elephant, then the people lose their their lives. Others they get injured, and others, for example, lose property in terms of crops and houses and all that.
Yes.
But when that one is said and done, we say that as a country we have a plan. And if you look at our Wildlife Act, it clearly tells us what we are supposed to do, ensuring that, for example, we have enough rangers, we have enough, we have some of the places that are critical, are fenced, and other places we do a lot of awareness and creation. If you go to some of the places, whether it's Safo or some places in Masai Mara and some other parts in this country, we want to bring on board the coexistence. I mean, we don't want to have a barrier as such, like for example, the way we would actually put fences. But if, for example, people and animals, I mean, people and the wildlife can coexist.
Yes.
You know the boundaries. You know you don't go beyond this point, and the animals also don't come beyond this point, and then you just coexist. You don't have enmity. Then that becomes a way of dealing with them. And therefore, that's part. Yeah.
There's no encroaching.
There's no encroaching on both sides. And by the way, what are the causes of human-wildlife conflict? The animals are still wherever they were supposed to be.
Yes.
But you and me have decided that you want to, because of the population pressure, you just decide now to grow by doing farming. You want to, increase your acreage, and therefore you encroach into some of these parks and game reserves, and even some of those forests. Number two is that we are becoming, we want to put everything on, as concrete. We want to start putting up town areas where there were initially migratory routes. Look at, for example, a place like Athi River. You see, that was a migratory route. And if you go across it today, you see a lot of, houses and buildings coming up. Now, what are you saying? You are actually blocking those migratory, corridors. And by the way, Mr. Miki, I want to tell you, like an animal like elephant, if it passes there 40 years ago and it wants to go back, it's an animal that is very, has a lot of intelligence. So what we want to do is to pass the same place.
Yes.
And if that place was, a forest 30 or 40 years ago, today the place is now full of houses. What would happen? You have also put a lot of, greenhouses because you are actually a farmer. Now it will just pass with it. And it will just be able to cause a lot of conflict. You'll be, your property will get lost, and somehow, so we are sorry, some people would be killed. And that is actually what we are saying. There are many factors that are now bringing in that conflict.
Yes.
And we really need to actually work as a country, as people of this country, to ensure that we minimize those, causal effects of conflicts. As I said, issues of pressure, population pressure, we're encouraging issues of climate change. Climate change is also a real thing. You remember, for example, the last 2 or so years, we had a very serious drought in this country. And, when the pressure of when there is no water, for example, when there is no forage, for example, what would happen? The animals would want to come out of those places looking for water,
yes,
and also looking for forage. And in that case, they start fighting and looking for fighting for the few resources between the human beings and also your livestock, and them. And that's why we have those conflicts. So as a country. But we have actually tried as much as possible to mitigate climate change as a country. We also try as much as possible to ensure that we bring awareness to and capacity building to the people around that place, and also to put policies as a country, so that we can actually say, let's do fiscal planning.
Yes.
If a county is doing a fiscal planning, ensure that they actually provide migratory corridors so that animals cannot be interfered with.
Yes. As we come to a close, what would you want Kenyans to learn from the International Wildlife Day that is happening on the 3rd of March?
One thing that I want to say, as a country, we are very pleased to have a country that is endowed with all these resources. We want to guard it jealously. We want to say that as just like, I've talked about tourism giving us about 10% of our GDP.
Yes.
And that therefore means that without wildlife, this country will not have visitors coming on board. And by the way, we are not doing badly. As per last year, we are doing about 2.4 million tourists. Yes. And I know this year, we have started it very well, and just like the same way you saw His Excellency the President and our Minister for Tourism, Rebecca Miano, over the last weekend, you saw we were receiving many tourists.
Yes, yes.
That was a good sign, that actually even this year might actually go to 3 or so million, and by 2027 we should be actually doing almost 5 million, and you know what it means. It translates to good GDP.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is that as a country, I want to first of all welcome the people of Kenya to participate in this World Wildlife Day, whether they are wherever they are, where they are in their own aspects, whether they are in school, they should also celebrate. They are in colleges, they should also celebrate in the counties, in the sub-counties. And for the national event that is now happening that is going to happen in Baringo, I want to call upon on behalf of the minister and also the PS and the State Department for Wildlife to invite the people of Kenya to come in big numbers, so that we can be able to celebrate the World Wildlife Day in Baringo, that is in Lake Bogoria. County of Baringo, for example, is endowed with a lot of resources, whether it is the animals that we are talking about, the wildlife. There are some wildlife that you don't actually find anywhere, and even the flamingos that are actually found in Lake Bogoria, and those cages from that point. And we are saying that let's come and celebrate, let's come and take stock.
All right.
Let's say, for example, that how many, because we shall be able to discuss at that point, how many, for example, animals do we have in terms of how are we doing in terms of numbers.
Okay.
And we also address these issues that you have actually mentioned.
Yes.
You know, the issue of drought, climate change, issues of population, pollution, and issues to do with human-wildlife conflict. And it will be a big thing. Other than that, we are going to really sample a lot of culture in terms of songs, entertainment, and generally celebrating our heritage as a country.
Indeed. Thank you so much for making time to come on Good Morning Kenya and talking about the International Wildlife Day and the celebrations that are to follow on the 3rd of March in Baringo. That is Dr. John Kipkorir Chumo, who is a Conservation Secretary at the State Department for Wildlife, speaking to us about the International Wildlife Day. This is where we end this conversation. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Mike Migo, but get ready now because Entertainment Thursday is about to happen. Stay with us.
If I put it to you that ile makosa ulifanya nini niliwakataza, mambo ya boyfriend. How do you go to your boyfriend and you go to school? What is more important than
sina
school?
boyfriend.
Huyu ni mtoto wako?
No, I'm the second parent now. Yes.
Second parent, yes. Lakini hii mambo namwambia ya hao maboyfriend ulijulia wapi?
Nilijua.
Na mbona hukufuatilia mzazi wake umwambie?
Kwa hivyo if I tell this honorable court that what you did, it was your own judgment. Ukafungia watoto nje. Will I be lying?
No.
Thank you.
Wewe ndio uliamua kufungia watoto nje wanafunzi.
Hapana, nilifuata masharti yake mheshimiwa.
Na sasa unasema yes. Kama uelewi sema sielewi.
Nikishuku yeye elewi na yeye ni principal.
Wacha nikwambie, kitu mbaya angefanyikia mmoja wao wanafunzi, hiyo kisungu yako angeisha.
Wait a minute, let me ask you.
Maswali umemaliza ya hii kesi.
Wiki hii kwenye Mkulima tumejikita mizizi hapa Mathare, ambapo tumejitosa katika kilimo cha mboga na pia ufugaji wa mbuzi wa maziwa.
After high school unapata hakuna opportunities hapa nje. Mume-enroll kwa colleges, mkitoka bado mnaangaliana hapa nje. So nakumbuka hiyo wakati tukiwa bado si wachanga, rais yule alikuwa wakati huo na alikuwa anahimiza kwamba vijana waweze create opportunities au wenyewe nao serikali itakuja kusupport. So hizo ndio ideas zenye tulika chini tukaona wacha tukue na kitu yetu yenye itatupeleka to the next level badala ya kutegemea saa yote tukililia serikali.
Usikose kujumuika nasi siku ya Jumamosi saa 10:30 upate uhondo kamili.
The affordable housing is a key plank of the government under the bottom-up economic transformation agenda. Under this project, the government seeks to construct 1 million houses, both social and affordable, by the year 2027. But this initiative has not been without challenges, both political and legal.
Yes, because so far I have 140,000. Of course, the question is, but you have done 2 years. Maybe Kenya should give me the benefit of a 1 year off, because you remember, the starting was very difficult. There was a lot of negativity. There were court cases and litigation, and we had not money to get the fund. Now we have a fund, which we are calling the Housing Levy Fund.
This week on Inside Government, we are talking to Housing Cabinet Secretary Alice Wahome. Our conversation will revolve around affordable houses. The challenges, they all...
surrender. I wish I could be your saliva, so that I could taste your lips whenever. I envy your hipster, vile inakushika kwa maha. Kwa kweli manzi umebarikiwa, ndio maana tunaimba hallelujah. I wish I could be your shoe, I would have such a beautiful view. And if I was the slit on your dress, my goal in life would be to aim for the highest. If only I could be your body lotion, I would walk with undivided devotion. Kila siku nakufikiria, ndio maana nasinzia. Nasinzia nikikuwaza, nasinzia nikikuwaza. Miaka rudi miaka nenda, nasinzia nikikuwaza, nasinzia nikikuwaza, nasinzia nikikuwaza. Kila siku ya kalenda, nasinzia nikikuwaza. Chochote utafanya nitafuata, nitachora 8 ukichora 7. And I promise I will never be a player. You're my red card, no longer middle fielder. Be my wife and I'll be your bogey bender. And let no man try to lay asunder. Na wakijaribu kutulay asanda, Mungu moja nitawapiga ngeta. Na kama ungekuwa ngoma, ningependa kukuwa amplifier. I will amplify and equalizer, mpaka hata matuta sitachuna. Nasinzia nikikuwaza, nasinzia nikikuwaza. Miaka rudi miaka nenda, nasinzia nikikuwaza, nasinzia nikikuwaza. Kukuza bana we, ambie nana we. Sikiza bana we, nini bana we. Manzi bana we, amefanya nini we. Amenibamba we. Kukukuza bana we, ambie nana we. Cheki bana we, nini bana we. Manzi bana we, amefanya nini we. Amenibamba we. Yo, 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 yo. Yo, 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 yo. Sura ya malaika, ona wanitesa. Wewe wangu, wengine sitaki tena. Sura ya malaika, ona wanitesa. Wewe wangu, wengine sitaki tena. Jina lake nani we? Jerry bana, anakata bana we. Anasonga bana we.
Anafanya nini? Anaitwa nani we? Can you guys remember that song? I can't remember the last time I heard Sura ya Malaika, Unaturudisha nyuma. Yeah, I know, and I love it. I absolutely love it, and I hope that you are ready for Entertainment Thursday. We have started off with the entertainment. As I mentioned earlier, this is where you get your entertainment fix, and we get to begin with some trends before we get to speak to some of our artists of the day. And on trends this morning, I want to mention a few of them. Unique, I'm sure unajua Kanambo Dede, the artist ambaye ako signed under Kaka Empire. You know, she's a really dope rapper. She's really good at what she does. But remember, she's a student, ako shule. So every time akirudi kutoka shule, ni ngoma. You know, and King Kaka just posted on his Instagram page that Kanambo Dede will be releasing new music on Monday. On Monday, she'll be having new music coming out, and I cannot wait for it. I remember there's this song she did with Calligraph, which was such a good song. She's such a good singer, so better look out for that particular song that she will be releasing on Monday. Still on our artists right here in the 254, we have Costa Ojwang. We've hosted him here on the show before, and Costa Ojwang is one of the best artists we actually have here. He's really good with what he does. And Sauti Soul Publishing just posted that Costa Ojwang will be part of their publishing company, and they signed a 3-year contract whereby Costa Ojwang's music will officially be published by Soul Generation. Soul Generation Publishing is a company on its own, and Costa Ojwang has joined the group. Now, another thing making headlines on in terms of entertainment. We have Wanavokali, who are also one of the best we have right here in the country, and we've also hosted them right here on Entertainment Thursday late last year. Now, Wanavokali, things are really not looking good for them at the moment kwa sababu someone hacked their YouTube channel. DJ, can you imagine?
That's not fair, by the way. It's not fair.
Kina nani wanafanyanga hizi vitu?
But keeping in mind, these guys have worked on that channel up to now. Then msa kuja tu like from nowhere. Hata kama ni beef uko naye na msema, that is an investment of somebody.
Okay, I'm being told usikiki vizuri, so they'll sort that out. Okay. But yeah, Wanavokali's YouTube channel has been hacked together with their Gmail account, and I really hope that they'll get their account back, because I mean, as the DJ was trying to explain, they have really worked on that page. They have really worked on their account, and it's been years of them just having that up and posting. And that was easy. Mnataka kuhack, honestly. I hope that something is going to be done. They did a video whereby they were asking anyone who can be able to help them get that back, please just try and help them. Another thing making headlines right now is we know Burna Boy will be in the country any day from today. Yes, he has a concert. That is the Mad Fun Experience that will be happening on the 1st of March. That is this Saturday, and the event will be happening at the Uhuru Gardens. And Makiu, his team already landed. Yesterday, Burna Boy's team got into the country, so it will be happening. It is actually happening. Burna Boy will be performing on Saturday right here in the 254. Wale watu wanapenda sherehe, watu wanapenda concerts, I have plugged you on the concert to look out for. Now, and on the final trend, our final trend has to be about the Trace Awards. Trace Awards were happening in Zanzibar. I believe uko sawa saizi unique. Yeah. So the Trace Awards were happening in Zanzibar. It happened yesterday. They were streaming live. True. You know, the performances were there. It's beautiful. Let me tell you, it's beautiful to see such an event. What would you say about such an event?
According to me, sikuwatch yote, but according naongelea tu performances. Yeah. Performances was amazing. Like actually mimi napendanga zile performances, the live performances. Like niliacha kuwatch kama Bien na Mario are performing that the song.
Yeah, yeah.
That performance was amazing. Amazing. It was amazing. Hata sikuwa nataka kutoka kwa screen.
Right? Yeah, and let me tell you, like, Bien really did us proud. You know, Bien was the only Kenyan who was nominated for Trace Awards. And let's just talk about his performance. Like, he did good. I mean, it's Bien, and that's what he does.
That is Bien.
Bien, and being just good at his craft goes... Same WhatsApp group. Let me just say same WhatsApp, because he gave us such a good performance. I loved when he performed Extra Pressure. It was just beautiful. We had other performances. We had the likes of Yemi Alade performing. We had the likes of Juma Jukes, Harmonize. You know, it was just beautiful, and it's beautiful to see such events happening in Africa. Yes, and that is where we end our trends for today. Now let's get into our first interview of the day, and we have Aggie with us. She is here. She is a gospel minister. She is all about gospel music. Welcome to the program.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
How are you doing this morning?
Good. I'm good.
Yeah, I've seen you've come looking colorful. I love the colors of the dress, by the way.
Yeah, I love colors, actually. I do love colors.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much.
For those who are seeing you for the very first time, and you can move forward a bit, just who exactly are you?
My name is Aggie Mugeni. I love the Lord. I'm a born-again Christian, and I minister through gospel music. So
that's your camera?
This one here. Oh, yeah. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a sister, I'm a friend. I'm a servant of God. Yes. Yeah.
What inspired you to get into what you're doing right now, which is music?
My dad. I am a pastor's kid, so I've literally grown up in church. So I've been singing all my life. Yeah. But passionately going to professional music, it's a desire that I always had, because I come from a family of musicians. So And of course, I've grown up with so many wonderful musicians. And yeah, that's why the passion to just go professional.
Yeah. So when exactly did you like officially say, I'm getting into the music scene, I'm starting to do my music and recording it and, you know, putting it out there for people to get to hear me?
That was 2011.
2011.
Yes.
Ooh, those are many years ago.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Take us through that journey. Just how has that journey been like for you? And maybe you can give us a comparison of how the gospel industry was while you were starting out and how it is right now, the comparison. Just take us through that whole journey.
In 2011, actually, the desire to do, you know, to go to the studio was always there, but the fear of actually doing it, you know, was so overwhelming. So a friend of mine just pushed me into the studio and, you know, grabbed me, here is the studio, and she was there to make sure that at least I recorded my first music. And back then, I would say that it was wonderful. The industry was more welcoming. I think gospel music was more appreciated then. We had a voice, we had the stage, we had the respect.
Yeah.
And it's not been an easy journey, if I may say. It's been full of ups and downs and many challenges. And I thank God for those challenges, because then we get to grow. And I have grown through the challenges. Now, looking at the gospel music industry, everybody looks at us with a doubt, a pinch of, are you for real? A pinch of, are you going to quit anytime soon?
All right, let's listen to one of your songs and then we go on with what you're explaining.
Thank you.
Okay, all DJ.
Wewe ndiye kusema, ukisema nani atapinga? Wewe ndiye kusema.
Yes, that is a song. That's actually your latest song, and you've collaborated or you've worked together with one of the best artists to come out of the 254 Matters gospel music, and one of the best writers. That is Pitson.
Yes.
Just tell me about that song, how it came to be, and that collaboration with Pitson.
As you said, Pitson is a very amazing songwriter, amazing, you know, gospel minister. So we were in the studio. We were working on my my album, which is Wewe Ndiye Kusema album. So this song, the song we were working on was a totally different song.
Okay.
So when we played the other song, you know, the ideas just came, you know, flooding in, change here, change this will sound better. And it was the easiest song for us to write at that point. We wrote that song so fast, we recorded it so fast. It's one of those songs that we didn't struggle with. It wasn't a struggle. There was no back and forth. There was no go listen, come back. No, it was an instant song.
Yeah.
So it's been amazing working with Pitson. That's for sure.
The song was released around 3 weeks ago, going by your YouTube.
Yes. Yeah.
It was released like 3 weeks ago.
Yes.
Just what is your expectation of this song?
This is one of the songs that I really have high expectations. I want to hear this song in churches. I want to hear this song on the streets. I expect that this song will really, really grow. Because for me, this is an everyday song for everybody. It cuts across all ages. Yeah, so I have high expectations.
Yeah. Wewe ndiyo kusema, wewe ndiye kusema. You know, and that is a term that we use. You know, wewe ndo kusema. Like wewe ndo kusema. Like it's a term that is easily used even in conversations. You know, even just on a lighter note and all that, we use that term a lot. You know, wewe ndo kusema. You know, but now you decided, let me put it and just talk about the fact that God is the final say.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right?
Oh, yeah.
That was the meaning of the song.
Exactly. God has the final say. And the song is just to encourage people that, you know, if you're going through a bad time, if you have a bad report, just know God has the final answer. It's never over until God says it's over.
That's very true.
Yeah.
And before we got to listen to the song, you were talking to us about how the industry has grown over the years, how it has changed over the years, you know, from the time when you got in, that was in 2011, the gospel music scene. Just get back to that. Just explain to us the differences that are very clear from back then to how the gospel industry is right now.
Wow. No, when I started off in 2011, I think one of the things that really stood out was gospel industry had a lot of respect. It commanded attention, you know, artists had the respect, you know, were taken very seriously. So even coming, and that's why me coming in I had a lot of fears. I'm like, we already have people who are established, they're respected, they're commanding, you know, am I really gonna make it? So, and we had respect all over the place. Was it in the secular space? Was it in church? Was it on the streets? There was a lot of respect, you know, coming from the gospel industry, and people really appreciated the music. Then over time, things have really changed. I don't know, is it the change? I don't know if we've adopted a lot of the West, but looking at it now, we don't have the same respect back like we had back then. You walk into a space and, you know, we really have such a bad reputation. People are wondering, hey, are you here to stay or you're also going to exit? I mean, are you for real? You know, there's a lot, because I think the scandals that came in between there and just messed up the reputation of the industry. And then the shift was we were more into now entertainment as opposed to the praise and worship. So we find our songs more in the clubs other than in the church. And the church today is borrowing songs from all over. You go to your church and they'll be singing Nigerian songs and you know, songs from the US and all. Our local music is no longer in the church, so that has really changed. But the amazing thing is that God has a remnant everywhere. I think we still have it in the industry. We still have those who are, you know, standing firm, those who are still producing good music. And our prayer is that we will get back the glory, actually. Yeah.
I want to pick on, there's something you've talked about where you said, you know, nowadays, you know, the gospel music is listened more even in the clubs than in churches. And one would argue, you know, God came for the sinners, so maybe that's the best place for people to get to listen to gospel music, because those are the people you want to bring to church, you know? So
exactly.
What's your take on that?
It will be amazing if the song is playing in a secular space, if it's in the bar, and people get convicted. I listen to this song, and this song should convict me to, you know, make a change, turn around, you know, take a different route. But if my song is playing in a very secular space, and they can dance to it and feel nothing, I should be worried. I really should be worried.
Okay. So I get you on that now.
The impact of the song should be felt everywhere, exactly.
So the message of the song should be strong enough in that even if it's played in the spaces that you wouldn't really say are gospel spaces, it should be able to speak to someone. If it doesn't, then, well...
We've lost the power.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right, Unique?
Now, coming to my attention, there's a song you did with the Good Luck Goes Back.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's a very great gospel artist
from Tanzania.
And also you've done with Solomon Mkubwa.
Yes.
How do you settle like working with these like big names in the industry?
I think for me, I've done a lot of high school ministry. I still do. Just took a moment of pause kidogo. So these are people that I met in ministry. You know, we were doing high school ministry together. We have, you know, gone to the field together to do ministry. So there was a relationship that, you know, was building up before we even got to work together. Somebody like Good Luck, we've never worked together in ministry at all, but now when he came, I had an opportunity to meet him. And I asked, can we work together? Can we do a project together? And yes, you know, he just said yes. It was as easy as that. I mean, so we set up studio somewhere and we just worked on that song. So me working with all these people, I think more like now the Kenyan artist is because we are also meeting in other spaces other than just the music industry.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, now as we almost come to a conclusion of this interview, I can see, you know, just from looking at your songs, you know, you have a song by the title Ipo Siku, you have another one by the title Your Time Will Come. So when I look at some of these songs, you are more into giving people hope. Yes. Even for the one that you've done with Pitson, it's all about, you know, giving hope, right?
Yes, yes.
So is this something that you intentionally do, and what gives you the conviction to go towards those lines of, let me just give hope?
My own life is literally, I could say I've experienced a lot of miracles and God's grace, and hope is what has kept me going. So every time I settle down to write a song, or if I am thinking, okay, I need to write a song, the first thing that comes to my mind is talk about God's grace, talk about hope, and talk about God's mercy. So for me, it has come from the life that, and the journey that God has taken me through, that this is what I want people to also experience. I want people to experience the grace. I want people to experience the hope as I have experienced it, because I have experienced a lot of God's goodness and faithfulness. So it automatically just comes in that way. So I realize that this is my line, you know. This is what God has called me to do, to just give people hope. Yeah.
Which is something that is very amazing, because hope is needed. You know,
yes.
Without hope, you should always be thinking there's light at the end of the tunnel, no matter how dark your path is looking. That should be your thinking. So it's good that that's what you're doing, that's what you're preaching, that's what you're giving out, out here. So it's amazing. Now I'd allow you to just look at your camera, let people know where they can find your music, so your pages on social media. Alafu tuimbie kidogo tukimaliza. Utachagua nyimbo gani ambayo utaka?
Awesome. I'll still sing Wewe Ndiye Kusema. That's the song of the season for me.
All right.
Yeah, so Agi Mugeni, you can find me on all my social media platforms at Agi Mugeni on Instagram, at X, at Facebook. My YouTube channel is Agi Mugeni. So literally, I'm Agi Mugeni everywhere. If you need to email me, just email agimugeni@gmail.com. And we will be glad to listen, to respond, and just to hear your views. God bless you.
All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
What do you want, Kaka?
Respect your elders, Bala.
If you think that you're an elder, then act like one.
I thought you said you had nothing to do with it.
Of course, I always keep my word.
It's going to end up very, very roughly for whoever was involved. Tunaenda na Jess. Hiyo mambo ya ujinga ya Jess unaleta hapa ya kufanya nini?
Sina hata escort mzee.
I trust you.
Uko sure unataka iende hivyo?
Mfinya kidogo kabisa.
You've been going after Turkana for decades now.
Kaikara is not going to stop, and neither am I. Kaende. Dan, Omena said,
This is going to be a good day. I can feel it.
are you aware that your wife landed? Allah? Hujapata uhondo?
Hello?
Hey, Shoya. Are you coming back?
It won't be too long.
Is Jim being all right? Is it serious?
She has a mild concussion.
Can you drive?
Yes?
Then drive me to the hospital.
You're feeling sick?
No, I need to take care of something.
It's a big problem. Look, I was watching it just now. I really don't know which idiot uploaded the video of the shooting site online.
Nakumbuka po zamani nikiwa mtoto mdogo, nilikuwa
mjinga sana ni kama sina ubongo. Washikaji kibao niliwapiga deti za simu, wengine nabwajua wengine si wafahamu. Lakini siku moja nilipokea ya wazimu, nikidhani kuwa naongea na mtu timamu. Akapiga simu, nataka kuongea na Mariko. Jibu akapokea, kwangu hii ni wrong number. Kawaida yangu kuwapiga deti za simu, nikaanza hata kama dada, kwangu hii ni wrong number. Hiyo sauti yako nyembamba imenibamba, ningelipenda mimi na wewe tuweze kujuana, ili tupange siku vile tutakutana. Kisha akakubali tukutane kwenye sinema. Utanikuta hapo Intercani nimesimama. Tafadhali dada, kwangu hii ni wrong number. Hello hello, nataka kuongea na Mariko. Tafadhali dada, kwangu hii ni wrong number.
And we are back. That is hiyo ngoma ilikuwa yaitwaje vile? Mariko ama halo halo?
Halo halo. Wakimbizi.
Wakimbizi, yeah, hello hello. Remember today the DJ has decided that he will be playing throwback music. So we are calling it a TBT. It's a throwback Thursday. I am sure that you will be enjoying that. For the Gen Zs, this is where we plug you on the songs that sisi tulikuwa tunasikiza enzi zetu. Enzi zetu sisi. Now let's get into our next interview. And right now I am more than pleased to be joined by one very beautiful lady. She is a singer, songwriter, performer. She resides in Canada, but is currently in the 254, and yes, she is Kenyan. Her name is Shy Music. Shy, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be here.
Glad to have you on the show.
It's early though.
Very early, huh?
Not used to this.
But you made it. Here you are.
I did. Thank you so much.
Let me just begin with the name Shy.
Yes.
I don't think you're a shy girl, but just how did that name come to be? Did it come from your persona, your demeanor, or just where did it come from?
It's more of a persona. It's like a statement piece where people start a conversation with me because they're like, you're not shy. I get that all the time.
Yeah.
But when I started the industry, I was actually really timid and I was scared to show my art. So they were like, you know, you're really shy. And I took that in, but it tells me to do the opposite of what is usually my first instinct, because you have to push yourself for you to go out there in the world. So I always do the opposite of being shy, but it's just a reminder.
All right.
Yeah.
So it's a reminder for you that, yes, I could be shy,
yes,
but not really.
No, like I still want to push this art. I still want to put my music out. So I have to overcome that shyness at the end of the day. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I want to understand your love for music.
Yes.
Where it came from. You know, who are some of the people that influenced you into getting into music? What are some of your musical influences?
Oh, there's plenty. To start, I remember when I was here in Kenya, like maybe at that time we were class 4, class 5, we'd come home and watch the beat, and I would just look at it and be like, one day I'm gonna be on that TV also singing. And then I kind of pushed it to the side, and when I went to high school I joined the choir, the high school choir, and also I was part of a girl group, so that taught me like music from a different perspective, and I really enjoyed that I can just I can make something out of nothing. Like that was amazing. And since then it's just been a part of my psyche. I do it every day. When I wake up, when I sleep, it's all I'm thinking about. Yeah.
It's all about music. You mentioned that you were in a girl group.
Yes.
But right now, of course, you're writing solo.
Yes.
Is this something that you would be open to? Would you be open to be part of a group, a duo, something?
I actually would. I would enjoy that. Like, being by yourself and doing this sometimes gets intimidating. I feel like sharing with somebody that journey would be like good. At the same time, if it's like people who they still allow me to be myself and we can still do our solo projects and still come together, I'm so down for that.
Oh,
I'll be down.
Awesome, awesome. Who would you want to maybe work with like that? Or rather, you can tell me the qualities of maybe someone you can be in a group with.
Wow, that's a big question. I've never really thought about it, to be honest. No, I'm going to do my homework, actually, and see who that would be. Yeah, but I'm just somebody who's open to having a genuine connection with another artist, and we can share, like, the experiences and just talk freely. Yeah, like, without having really pride or trying to one-up each other, because at the end of the day, we're trying to do the same thing, right? So somebody with those qualities would work for me, because I'm very much the same.
Yeah. All right, so one of my directors is telling me that we look alike. And I don't really know. You need to know to angalia.
Yeah, tell us.
What is your take? Yeah, my director was like, oh, mnafanana na dem. I'm like, really?
I love it.
Somehow.
Kama atufanyani sema tu
No, see.
Tunaweza kuwa sisters.
Somehow.
Somehow, kinda.
I should find out, try check who's your dad.
You should.
But anyway, so now let's talk about you know, residing in Canada. Maybe
Yes.
when did you go to Canada? Is it when you were growing up? And just tell me how that, you know, has influenced your music also.
Oh yeah, for sure. I moved to Canada in 2013. In the beginning, I had just finished high school in 2012, so I hadn't really experienced much life. My mom got a permanent resident there as a nurse, and she was able to like relocate the whole family, which I'm so grateful for, because I got to be able to live in a different country. And culture-wise, when it comes to the music, I enjoy how Canada has like structures for artists.
Okay.
We find that apart from just the government, there's like corporations that really can assist artists. You still have to push yourself, because now it's an opportunity that's open to every Canadian. But you just push yourself and you can get into grants, you can get into different things that aid you as an artist besides just the music, because just waiting on streams does not really pay much. So I enjoy that, and I feel like it's something I would like to bring back home somehow. So it's just a step at a time, I feel.
You feel like if that was incorporated back here, back home, it would really do well for our artists?
Yes, because it gives us more opportunities and things to look forward to, you know? If you know, at least there's maybe a corporation that's willing to give up some money to push themselves and push like upcoming or rising stars, then you would do it, right? Like you would have something to look forward to. So yeah,
all
that
right.
would be great.
Before we get into now your music, there's this question I love asking just to get to hear the perspective of different artists. And being that you've lived outside the country, you know, in a country where music flourishes, you know, has given us some of the best from the world. Maybe just what do you think will take for us as Kenyans and also East Africa in general for us to get to the places where, you know, places like the Grammys, you know, which was a conversation just the other day, like 3-4 weeks ago, you know, when there's never really a Kenyan artist there. There's never really an East African artist per se. Yes, Diamonds, but you know, just what does it take for us to get to that point, you know, where Afrobeats has gotten into right now? Some of the South African music has gotten to, you know, cross that. So what does it take for us?
I feel like it's a three-part answer. So first, artists themselves, they have to be willing to have that perspective, because sometimes your environment will shape you and tell you that, wait, you just belong in these borders. So we need to erase that out of our mind and realize we're just a part of the world like any other country. And then number two, I feel like the audience also needs to be able to be open to artists who think like that. Because I find like a lot of people try to belittle like artists who are saying, oh, I'm gonna go outside of Kenya. They're like, who do you think you are and why would you? But I'm like, I'm doing this for us. It would be so great to have a Kenyan artist who's out there doing that, wouldn't it be? It would be so amazing. And then on the third part, I feel like the artist community itself, we have to be open to also singing about other cultures or putting something that they can relate to, you know? So I feel like as Shy Music, I'm able to use now my influence, for example, living in Canada and now being a Kenyan, I'm able to like merge my sounds. So an artist like me would be perfect for that, nicer, but I'm already ready to do that. So now it's the audience to back me up and be like, yes, this is our star, we're gonna push her. We don't know what she's talking about, but it's great. She's doing it for us.
Okay, I hear you on that. Now let's get into Shy the musician, now your music. You know, you've worked on different songs, you've worked with different artists. I see you really try to collaborate with Kenyan artists. You've worked with B Classic. Barnaba is from TZ. It's from TZ rather. So you've worked with B Classic, you've worked with Colonel Mustafa around in 2021 thereabouts. Just tell me about you as a musician now and the collaborations that you've been able to do and what exactly your music stands for.
Oh, wow. I would say my music stands for freedom. Like every time I'm stepping out, I'm just representing myself. And from the outside looking in, it always looks like everybody has it together. But it's more of a testament of like, wait, this person can do it, I can do it too. And when it comes to collaborations, it's just usually a matter of, I feel like those are things you don't really force. They just kind of happen naturally, you know? Like I would say I want to do a song with this person or this person, but until the day we actually get to meet and we actually get to banter a little bit and we see, oh wait, we could go to the studio, then that's how it typically happens.
Yeah.
And I prefer that than trying to like force somebody or like pay my way into it, which is like everybody needs to get paid, but it never becomes really an organic song that people are like, wait, what were they about when they were making the song? It wasn't just about a transaction, you know? So yeah.
Yeah. All right. Before I ask you my next question, I know my DJ also has a question for you. So Unique, take it away.
So talking about your musical journey, are we expecting any collab or any project with a Canadian artist?
Oh, good question. I mean, I have done some with Canadian artists. They're just like rising as me, but they're more like immigrants. Canada is full of just everybody. It's almost like Kenya. Like people tend to go there and like try to build their lives. So I would say I've done songs with Canadians.
So we should expect something
more?
Right now, I'm kind of trying to focus on being here home and work with Kenyan artists. And yeah, and then eventually once I'm able to be in a place where I feel like, okay, I've made my mark, I've done as much work here like I've done in Canada, then I'll find a way to bridge those two and definitely do something. Yeah.
All right.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, so your music, when someone listens to your music, your sound, you do Afropop.
Yes.
You do Afrobeats.
Yes.
And then there's also R&B in it.
vibes.
So, like, what made you gravitate to those particular genres?
So I'll go back to when I said watching the beats.
Okay.
I remember watching Mariah Carey and I was like, she sings so well. So I wanted to sing like that, right? But then I'm not really the type to like want to really express all my emotions. So I feel like when you go on an upbeat like type of beat, it forces you to just dance or sing about songs that are like, you know, more about like enjoying life, having a good time. So it's a merge of those two things. Yeah.
Okay. And how do you go about writing your music?
Oh.
Take me through that entire process from when the idea comes to it coming to be the song that it is that we can watch and enjoy.
Yeah, so there's different ways. Sometimes songs come like from a moment like this. I can come up with like 2-3 lines. I just write them on the phone, or I come up with like a harmony. I don't know where they come from. So being a creative is more like you're just a channel for something. So I hear it, I record it on my phone. Then when I go in the studio, I'm like, hey, I have this idea. Sometimes I'll go in with a full beat already, but lately I've enjoyed just going to the studio and just starting from scratch. So we make the beat pads, we add this, we add that. Before I know it, it's like it inspires a whole story. I feel like every story is just ready to be told. It's just like if you're gonna reach halfway, and when you're in that like frequency, maybe I'm thinking about heartbreak. I will find things to talk about and then we'll make a beat that matches that vibe. And then we put it together, it goes through mixing and mastering. I listen to it 50 million times and then decide, okay, it's great. And then I put it out to the world.
Yeah. Okay. You know, being that you've worked with producers in the country, you know, in Kenya, you've also worked with producers, you know, outside the country. Would you say has it been easier or more difficult for you working with an artist with a producer who's not from the 254 or vice versa as well? Has it been harder for you working with a producer from here?
I feel like they're both on the same, but I would give like working with Kenyan's producers so much props. I really enjoy their creativity. I feel like when you come from a place where it is luck, and I'm using that word lightly, you tend to push yourself to just be able to kind of reach the quality that the world accepts. So they tend to learn a lot behind the scenes. They don't just expect that, oh, because I have this program or because I bought the most expensive mixing, now I know how to know. Like they actually push themselves, and by the time I leave a studio here, my song is almost done, which in Canada is really rare. When I leave there, they just give me a raw version and then I have to follow up and be like, okay, where's the first mix? Where's the second mix? But so I really enjoy working here. It's more seamless. It's more like we know what we're doing, quick, and we just move into the next.
Is it the popular saying that there's no place like home? Could it be simply because, well, this is home, so I guess things just get to flow.
It feels natural. Everybody's like, why would you come back? I'm like, why would I not? This is home. Like, I've had such a good time. I landed in end of November and I was supposed to be back from like I don't know when, but my chances of going back are slim. I feel like I'd rather stay here for a bit and just network with my people, see where I can fit in this industry and how like my experience, for example, where it can bring some help into the industry as well. Yeah.
All right, you are a great performer, a beautiful performer. You have gotten to perform in really big stages. We have to give you props on that.
Thanks.
You have opened the stage for the likes of Beanie Man, you know, and there's this artist from Jamaica, Alkaline.
Alkaline,
from
yes,
Jamaica?
he is.
Yeah, the likes of Alkaline. You have gotten to open stages for really big artists.
Yes.
Just tell me about that experience. And now let's talk about Shy the performer. Yeah.
Okay, so my performing side of me is like almost like the babyer version of all my creativity. Like these opportunities, I feel like they come to me because I really put work into what I do. So like when I get that, it's more like a confirmation that I'm in the right path. But it's really intimidating though to think that, oh, Beanie Man is gonna be on this same stage. Like, oh my God. And my first song that I ever did pull up, I actually did, I sampled him. So when I met him, I was just like, this is such a dream come true. It was amazing. So I really enjoy that. And right now I'm looking forward to like more shows, more gigs. So my people, if you're listening to me, I'm in the country, book me for shows, performances, gigs, hostings, I'm available. Yeah.
All right. Are you looking to perform? Have you done any show in Kenya?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I wanted to, like, I want my first one to really mean something.
Okay.
So I'm kind of a little picky, which I feel like it's okay. But I'm still open, and eventually I would like to even do my own kind of show, maybe something intimate and small to start with. Alafu grow into something bigger eventually as my fan base grows.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want us to talk about your latest song. It's actually some few days old.
Yeah.
You know, I think this is where you're coming for the first time after dropping it, right?
Yes.
So you have a new song. It's called Already Know.
Yes.
So let's talk about it before you get to perform it for us. What is Already Know all about? What is the idea behind it? And just take me through the process of you making the song come to be now. Yeah.
So Already Know has been like 3 years in the making. It was previously in another beat, and the concept wasn't even Already Know at that time. Like the lyrics were exactly as they are, but the concept wasn't Already Know. But when I got here, I was just playing some songs to the producer that I already have like lyrics to, and I'm like, which one can I recreate so I can match like a vibe that would be amazing to fit in Kenya? So when he had that one, he was like, we like this one, so we recorded it, and within like a week, it was pretty much done. Shot the video and started pushing the song, and it basically speaks about just knowing your own worth and also expecting the people that you've expressed it to treat you as such. Like, just already know. Don't try to make me, you know, beg for your attention or like, and especially as women, it's when we ask for things, sometimes it's perceived as we're just being difficult, but it's like, I'm just trying to express myself, and once I tell you this, you should already know what you're dealing with. Yeah.
Okay. All right. This is where we get to hear you performing Already Know. But as we do that, maybe you can tell people where to find you and where to find your music, and then you get into the performing bit.
Yeah. So I'm Shy Music on all streaming and media platforms. ShyMusiq at the end because I'm fancy. And today I'm gonna sing for you guys Already Know, which is from my latest single. It has a video on YouTube, and yeah, you guys should check it out.
All right, go ahead and song it.
Acapella it. Okay, guys.
So, you already know what I'm calling for. You already know. I said so. Act like you know what I'm calling for. Act you silly boy.
Silly boy.
Amazing. Thank you so much for coming through to the show. And all the best. And I cannot wait to see you perform in the country.
Yes, please come.
All right.
Okay.
For sure. If you have a gig, I'm going to
come. Okay.
All right.
Bless. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
International bad girl. Shy. Shida mingi kama mia, toa moja hesabu basi piga. So baby, won't you go down low? If you need help, let me know. Your tension is tight, let it go. Nini unataka? Oh baby, won't you go down low? If you need my help, let me know. Your tension is tight, Tumefanyani tonight. Got this feeling I've been hiding really deep inside. Don't wanna let you know you were just my type. Sunny 3 a.m. and I'm on the time. So baby, won't you go down low? If you need help, let me know. Your tension is tight, let it go. Nini unataka? Oh baby, won't you go down low? If you need my help, let me know. Your tension is tight, let it go. What you wanna kutaka?
Wellness is important in our daily lives so that instead of just surviving, we should be thriving.
Ways to prevent a stroke or heart attack is for you to know what conditions you have by regular checkup. People don't know they have hypertension. They don't know they have diabetes.
I was pre-diabetic. I was afraid of getting lifestyle diseases because I come from a family that has lifestyle diseases.
How do you know if your cough is due to a serious condition? We'll have some answers. Stay well
and strive to make every day a healthy day.
From the bliss of new beginnings to the trials of commitment, this is a celebration of resilience, passion, and the power of togetherness. Join us as we unravel real-life stories, because every journey deserves to be cherished, for better, for worse, on KBC Channel 1.
What do you want, Kaka?
Respect your elders, Bwana.
If you think that you're an elder, then act like one.
I thought you said you had nothing to do with it.
Of course, I always keep my word.
It's going to end up very, very roughly for whoever was involved. Tunaenda na Jess. Hiyo mambo ya ujinga ya Jess unaleta hapa ya kufanya nini?
Sina hata escort mzee.
I trust you.
Uko sure unataka iende hivyo?
Umfinya kidogo kabisa.
You've been going after Kaikara for decades now.
Kaikara is not going to stop, and neither am I. Kaende. Dan, Omena said,
This is going to be a good day. I can feel it.
are you aware that your wife landed? Allah? Hujapata uhondo?
wanna be. It's the one and only
DJ Musa Firauni. Huyu kijana nafanya vipusa wa tauni, wavue mashati mapanti ni kama wauni, wenda wazimu na saa. Sikiza hii story vizuri jamaa, rap naifanyia chapa na mafans wanao nipenda jamaa. Sasa ukinichukia siwezi jali hata kawe ni MC, stick to the wax. Unafaa kuweza kutumia hip hop na other tracks. Sikuchukia wadhiju wanatawala industry na we bado uko chini. Kabla jina yako grow jipe miaka 8 Kalasman kutukane ndo ujulikane. Hip hop ni culture ya love usisahau. Pole kukwambia sikuchuki na kudharau.
Tuendelee ama tusiendelee? Tuendelee ama tusiendelee? Tuendelee ama tusiendelee? Tuendelee ama tusiendelee? Nasikia kuna MCs flani wametutusi atima lyrics zetu mazeni za upuzi. Na heri sisi hao wamejana virusi kumangananga kama mambuzi. Na ningekimia ningenyamaza singejali. Ni venye rap John ilianza uchangani, ukalimani, ukaliani, uhali gani. MC lango la kuroga ni kupata mali. Matamshi ya changanya kama lugha ya Punjabi, kukubaliwa na wanati hata na mababi. We wacha kujidu mzee hatari, kusema na mimi nasema lakini tunisifai. Tuendelee ama tusiendelee? Tuendelee ama tusiendelee? Tuendelee ama tusiendelee? Tuendelee ama tusiendelee?
tumesafisha ni ya kuwakilisha na imetoka bombshell, bombshell. Mabambika shikika, alafu wika, na kama ngoma imefika basi katika. Bounce to the beat, bounce to the beat, feel the seat, alafu get if you sit. Kama show kile unacho, fungua macho, jue bombshell tunayo. We got what it takes, twaswanya mu break, mu shake, na to make your body bump and grind. Usimai vile watu wanakucheki, hii ni day ya kubleki. Ukisleki, utapata huna tako na wako mzako ni kile ya fa uanze. Hebu look vile tumekanga locomotion, music yetu la potion, basi set your wheels in motion. Twende kazi kiwaziwazi, bila waswasi, jua si wote tutaka a good time, bila madime, na twa believe, hiyo si crime. Abambika na ingoma noma, kwa sababu tunaanza tutakoma, na hiyo remix tumesafisha ni ya kuwakilisha na imetoka bombshell, bombshell. Abambika na ingoma noma, kwa sababu mshikaji wangu waipisikia, mtoto mmoja nilimfunia, anasema tumfuate moro, kule nakotoka Wapogoro. Yeko ninasije, tukimfuata tuonekana wadhaifu. Unaonaje, umechukuliaje, kama vipi mtoto hangeshuka da.
Ndipo tela
sema kujada hatuweza, kwa nini pia wazazi kugombeza, yeyote sababu yupo skuli, akimaliza mbona itakuwa shwari. Sijifanye una uhakika we chege, sijikuonekana sisi ni mabwege, labda kwa chikanganya, sisi tuna kitu itakuwaje. Mambo safi kwa ukuna.
As Kasiva puts it, ukijivuta utachelewa.
Utachelewa.
Shauri yako jamani, twende mbele. And that is the beautiful Kasiva. I mean, the last time I met Kasiva was a while back. She is a renowned Kenyan percussionist. She is a songwriter. She is a singer. She is a drummer. She plays the guitar, you know, and she is here just to talk to us about her musical journey. And she has a new album out. It's actually her first ever album going by the name Desturi. And she's here. Mambo Kasiva?
Poa sana. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure having you on the show.
Thank you so much. It's been such a long time
since
I was around these streets.
Really long time.
You look beautiful. DJ Pako, Mali Safi.
So do you. Hey, umeitwa Mali Safi leo tutatulia kweli.
Leo nalala na viatu.
Itabidi hata saa kusalimia tena alafu hiyo mkono haioshi.
Walai.
Hi. So Kasiva, yeah, I want us to begin. You know, there's percussionists. You're a percussionist.
Yes.
One of the best we have in the 254. We have to give you your flowers. Flowers. Yes, we have to give you your flowers. So what's the difference between a percussionist and a drummer? Is there a difference between the two?
There is a slight difference, but a percussionist is somebody who plays percussion instruments, and percussion instruments are on the more traditional side of things. So a percussion instrument is something that you can shake or beat to make a sound, like your body, for example. That's percussion. Or a kayamba or a shaker. Even my mouth, like, that's percussion. And then a drummer is ule unananga kwa zile drum kits. That's a drummer.
Well understood, well explained, by the way. Now, you know, you do all these things, you know, like in music, we can say you're all-rounded.
Yes.
How would you say each one has influenced who you are as an artist?
I am rooted in percussion because that's what I've done ever since I was a little girl.
Yeah.
And just growing in the industry and, you know, hanging out with musicians and just immersing myself in the scene has gotten me, you know, picking up new instruments and also just understanding or drafting towards melody. I picked up the guitar during the pandemic, self-taught myself, nikaekewa chumvi na reko kidogo by, my guitarist friends, being in bands like Nairobi Horns Project, just, being around very stellar musicians and learning from them has influenced most of the instruments that I've picked up. And then when I picked up the guitar, a part of me opened up, the melodic part of Kasiva opened up, and I started writing now the deeper stories in my soul, those stories that could not be articulated by percussion. And for the story to come out now, I had to learn production, because for you to be able to say what you want to say, you have to learn to produce your own music so that you exactly say what you want to say. So all these things have just happened out of the need for growth, curiosity, and it's time. It's time I did these things. Ama?
It was about time. Alafu, you were keeping all this to yourself. Like, we didn't know this side of Kasiva, so
Absolutely.
it's really a pleasure for us to get to see this. There's something about you, Kasiva, your Africanness. Let me say that. Even in how you dress. Most times when I see you at events, you have something that will show me this is an African woman. Even looking at your earrings right now. The cowrie shell, it just speaks up. Your hair. I mean, mimi niko hapa na wig yangu. Where you have your own African hair, umeiweka into, just, is that... Speak to me about that. And you just embracing that so wholesomely.
I've been born and raised in Kenya. I have traveled vastly through Africa. And I have traveled the world fairly enough. And Africa is so beautiful, you guys. It is our DNA. And that's what I'm proud of. Deep inside me, I feel connected to these textures. What you hear, how I speak, what you see, where I live, the things that I do and say, everything reflects where I come from. This is home, and I'm very, very proud of home. And I don't think I would ever change, because the realness of these textures, the realness of this continent, its smell, its flavors, the food, our languages. Mbona venye Kikamba ni tamu wewe? Imagine mtu akwambia, I won't wait for you. Ni ndikwetela. Ten. Ndikwetela. Our languages are so beautiful. Our colors, our patterns, our hair, our jewelry. I cannot tell you how proud I am of this continent, this country, and I sing about these things. I sing about our continent. Twendembele is about our continent and the need to encourage Africans to move forward, because this is our home. If we don't jenga it, who is going to jenga it for us?
No one else can come to do that.
And our skin color, our jewelry, everything is so beautiful. Ebona venye gold ama brass ina reflect kwa this henna, our art. Achaneni na mimi. Achaneni na mimi. Mimi ni Mwafrika to the core.
Clearly,
yes.
and I love to see it. I love to see it. There's this platform you had started back in 2020. It's called Vibe na Queen.
Vibe na Queen.
It's a platform where you are just bringing together females in this industry, and in the entertainment industry, musicians. Just tell me about that platform and just how far it has come now.
Yes. So Vibe na Queen is a platform that I started during the pandemic to bring female Kenyan creatives together. And I felt the need because it was a very difficult time during the pandemic, because we were so disconnected. And as women, we have a unique set of challenges as opposed to our male counterparts. And I felt the need to have conversations to understand these environments and to actually find solutions to the problems in these environments. So I did season 1, season 2, season 3, and this platform, of course, survives on funding. It's very difficult to find funding these days. And so Vibe na Queen is a little bit on hold, also because I was very pregnant of Desturi, and there is no way I could fit all these things in the same in the same cassava. So I had a little bit grace on me. So also pausing on finding the funding for Vibe No Queen and just focusing on distillery. But Vibe No Queen is very alive. I have intentions of bringing it back. And now it's even gonna be bigger and better because just going through the process of birthing an album has also shown me the challenges within that sector. So there's more to come on Vibe No Queen and better conversations, and I can say even more challenging conversations and a lot of brain work to find solutions to these problems.
Looking forward to that, absolutely, because it's such a nice, it's a nice platform.
It really is.
It's a good one, well thought after initiative, and just I love it. I just cannot wait to see what you have in store for us on that. Now let's get into this thing that you said you were very pregnant with the studio. Ilikuwa iko hapa, lazima tu ingetoka. So now you finally got to deliver. You birthed the work of art that is Desturi. 11 songs?
11 songs.
Yeah, 11 songs.
40 minutes.
Let's talk about Desturi.
Let's talk about Desturi.
First of all, when did the idea of you knowing I want to now work on my first album come, and why was this the right time for you?
So I have always known that I'm gonna put out a body of work, but I have to say I was very scared. My very good friends Matthew Matix and McKinley from Nairobi Horns Project kept pushing me a couple of years back, about like a decade ago, and they told me, you know, Kasiva, you have this thing in you, Sutoe mziki, toa mziki. And I was like, guys, I feel like I'm not ready. But the truth is, I was scared. It's a very scary process to put your opinions out in this way and have your opinions be heard worldwide. Your thoughts, your feelings. Birthing an album is vulnerability pro max, if I can put it. It's a very, very big thing. And so I was scared, and about 5 years ago, I decided, okay, I am going to work on this project, and however long it takes, I am going to start. A very good friend of mine told me, a journey starts with one step, and once you make one step, you have less distance to cover because you've made one step, and you keep making one step. Pole, 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 pole. And so I had a lot of grace, but also I have to say that the biggest part of Desturi is the community around Desturi. I could not have done this without my musician family, my best friends, the journeys that I have taken in collaborative spaces. My good God, the pandemic. It's very strange that the pandemic actually played a very big part of the story, because the pandemic forced me to be home because I was touring so much before that, and having some time to actually sit down with all of this knowledge that I was collecting, and just, you know, like, toanishe and understand what is in these travels and what is in this knowledge. The pandemic played a big part. Shout out to, you know, Nairobi Horns Project, Akina Jack, McKinley, Rabai, for holding my hand, McKinley for, you know, producing the logistical part of Desturi, my producer Herman in Ireland. I had such a big community in Kenya, physically with me, and away from home. My fans just always pushing me. I started performing these songs about 3 years ago, and nilikuwa naingia kwa stage naiba kama 2 minutes and play Amalemba and then come out. And now it's a reality. It's on Spotify, iTunes, and everywhere in the world for people to consume.
I love it. You will be singing for us a Malemba in a few, but just before you get to that, probably just, you know, when someone, you know, gets time to listen to the album, you know, there's a lot fused in there. You know, there's Afro, there's funk, right? There's jazz. There's a feel of jazz music. There's a feel of funk music. There's a feel of hip hop kind of in there. And then now there's all this is blended with some African touch, African vibe, you know, the music in there. I don't know if I feel there's a song I felt a bit of chakacha kind of I don't know, you're here.
Yeah.
So just explain to us the process of you ensuring that I'm going to fuse all this together, yes, but I also don't want to leave behind the traditional feel of our music as Kenyans, as Africans.
So Desturi is a fusion of cultures.
Yeah.
And when you listen to Desturi, you're transported to different cultures while you're sat in your living room or in a matatu or ukiwa nyuma ya boda boda, if that's where you're listening it from. Desturi has been a work of research for more than 5 years. Even though I started the recording process 5 years ago, the research process started way before that. Desturi is informed by places that I've been to, cultures that I have come across, cultures that I have researched, and cultures that I have met virtually through YouTube and just things that I listen to.
Yeah.
I listen to a lot of music from within the continent, and when I say within the continent, I mean contextually traditional music within the continent. So my playlists are full of, you know, music from West Africa, music from Northern Africa, Morocco, Tunisia. I consume a lot of music from Malawi, Zambia, Chad. And since mimi ni mzaliwa wa Kenya, the traditions within home, those ones are in me.
Yeah.
So I haven't spent a lot of time researching that because I've already done that. When it came to the writing process, I figured that I wanted to create a feeling of Africa and not just Kenya. When you listen to a song like Amalemba, you hear guitars from Algeria, the picking styles of guitars from Algeria.
How would I know?
And then that's the curiosity that it implants in you. You're like, hey, what is that?
Yeah.
Because my friends in Algeria are telling me, well done for featuring, you know, our things. And I'm like, okay, okay. And then you hear Isukuti in the background. Yesterday, somebody texted me and told me, in Dikwetela, they hear Taarab, Kikamba, Isukuti, and Chakacha at the same time. And I wrote back and told them, you are hearing exactly what this album was designed to do.
Yeah.
It is designed to take you to all these places and give you all these influences. A song like Shalala has a bit of, you know, a bit of funky feeling, but still is very rooted in our traditions. Those are our Desturi, they are our traditions. And the album is supposed to transport you into different traditions and touch traditions. Even if you're a Kenyan, you hear the Kenyan-ness. An Algerian is hearing the Algerian-ness. A Malawian is like, hey, Kasiva, you've played our music. I'm like, I'm glad that all of you are feeling a part of home in this album.
Must be so nice for an artist to get their music received exactly how they wanted it to be
Mashallah,
received.
you have no idea. It is joy. It is
Let's listen to Amalemba. Play it for
Absolutely.
us.
So Amalemba is a song I wrote for somebody who really broke my heart. And I always say, when they break your heart, play some music for them. Compose music for them. This is Amalemba. If you can, if you can. All right. Isipokuwa chini pana juu. Isipokuwa chini pana juu. Oh, Amalemba. Hey, Amalemba. Weba. Usunguse mabeka galale wa Amalemba wela Amalemba. I hope Amalemba is listening. Kamera gani hiyo? Kamera gani? I hope you're tuned in. I hope you're tuned in wherever you are.
But at least he inspired a good song.
It's a beautiful song.
Something came off of the heartbreak.
He's very, very famous.
That's his actual name.
Well, relax.
Nisiulize sana. Niachane na zandani.
Achana na mambo ya Malemba. Malemba tunakupenda sana. Hata kama unavunja maroho tunakupenda sana bado.
It's all right. It's okay. I want to get back to the album that is Desturi. There are several themes that you've gotten to touch on.
Yes.
There's themes of love, themes of spirituality, themes of identity, and the female also reproductive,
space,
the female reproductive space. Just how personal were these themes for you?
So some are very, very personal. For a song like Twendembele, which is about African identity and our Africanness, as I said before, I ooze Africa. And for me to see, Africa plagued by war and maandamano hapa na pale, I felt the need to encourage Africans to speak their minds, to step forward and move forward. A song like Ndikwetela is very personal because it's a story about a relationship that I was in that couldn't work because of the long distance. And finally,
character
development promax. Wewe. Kwanza there's a song kuja I think inaimbwa ai mapenzi wewe. There's a song coming because love is a very interesting thing. Love is the biggest gift we have, we've been given by God as humans. And the way love presents itself, it's major, it's big. It's why we're here today. It's why you and I are able to have a conversation. And it's the same thing that makes people not have a conversation.
That's true.
And to see, systematic things placed to interfere with love, like distance, like difficulty in getting a visa, for example, or not being able to afford a flight, and such things is themes that I'm looking at in Ndikwetela. A song like Aoko is a song about a very dear friend who, long story short, had to make a very tough decision of terminating a pregnancy because her relationship with her man could not work because the man told her, I'm not going to be a part of this. And so just listening to her struggles and understanding what she was going through that time, and her telling me that a little girl came to her in a dream and told her, Mama, my name is Aoko.
Oh, wow.
And I need you to forgive yourself because you did what you had to do. So these are stories that are around me. There are stories that are very personal. There's stories that are about my people. There's stories that are about celebration, like Shalala is about a celebration of a birthday. And a friend of mine told me during the pandemic to write a song for his wife because there was nothing more to do in the pandemic other than just be locked home. And I can imagine the joy of this woman, getting a message from me because she's my super fan. And she opens and it's me telling her, hi, Glado. I've been told by someone special to send you this song. And then it's me like on tiny little 9 little screens on an app playing for her Shalala. I can imagine the joy that it brought to her during the pandemic and those very difficult times. The story covers our lives, the things that we do every day, the things that are our desturi, the things that are our traditions. And life, giving birth, is our traditions. Death is a tradition. It's something that we face. It's not really a tradition, but it's something that we encounter in our daily lives. The last song on the album, Mwaula, is about my father who passed away in 2007. God rest his soul. I miss him every day, and this tune makes me think about him, and it's my love for him and just exploring our life and our times together. So this story is about the things that we do every day, the things that affect us every day. Keep listening to the story. You'll get deeper and deeper and deeper. There's more to explore.
All right.
Yeah.
I need to finish this interview, and as I finish, you know, I want us to lastly talk about the art of the album cover.
Oh yes.
Yes, there was like sand. There's like a tree over there. It looks like it's a really dry place. Sand, chini. There's like a tree. You can see another tree peeping over there, and then there's like something that looks like it's hilly or some sand dunes. I don't really know. But you know, and then you are there in all your Africanness, you know, with this piece over here and
a drum.
Yes, and there's a drum which represents you. Just let's finish with that. You're talking to me about that cover, and then sasa utucheze twende mbele.
Twende mbele. Oh, okay. So that cover was designed by my very, very good friend. His name is Kid Vault. And it was a bounce back and forth of understanding what we want to achieve. I knew I wanted to be outside because I love the outdoors. I love the sun because Africa is sunshine. The sand represents time for me. Like you hear them say, sands through the hourglass. Sand represents vastness and time. And the trees are the tree is an acacia tree, which is very symbolic of the sub-Saharan Africa. My outfit is a culmination of very many different cultures, and this was designed by Harambe Starlets, and my makeup is done by Mokera. And all these elements came together to represent tradition, and tradition in our environment. So when you look at that picture, you see Africa, but you see an African, you see a drum, so you see music, but you see a woman who is in love with her traditions in a traditional setting in Africa.
All right. Thank you so much, Kasiva, for coming through.
Sana.
Where do they find the album?
Absolutely.
And also where to find you? Alafu tucheze twende mbele.
Sure. My name is Kasiva Mutua. You can find me on Instagram and all social platforms as Kasiva Mutua. I have a website under the same name, kasivamutua.com. You can find this story everywhere on whatever you use to listen to music. Ikwe Spotify, iTunes, YouTube. There's a bomb music video for Ndikwetela on YouTube, and Twendembele is there too. Check that. And to wrap up, I'm gonna play you guys Twendembele, which means let's move forward.
All right.
Twendembele tundezetuwe. Twendembele tundezetuwe. Songa mbele Afrika bebe. Timu ambio teketeza yote. Twendembele tundezetuwe. Baba twendembele tundezetuwe. Songa mbele Afrika yangu. Timu ambio teketeza yote. Twendembele tundezetuwe. Kiti vuta vuta baba bebe vuta chelewa. Kiti vuta vuta baba bebe vuta chelewa. Twendembele tundezetuwe. Baba twendembele tundezetuwe. Kiti vuta vuta baba bebe vuta chelewa. Kiti vuta vuta baba bebe vuta chelewa. Kiti vuta vuta baba bebe vuta chelewa.
And that is the one and only Kasiva Mutua. She has been our final guest on Good Morning Kenya this beautiful Thursday morning. This is not where it ends. Remember, today the DJ decided it's TBT. So how about we get into the mixes right now and enjoy some throwback music. Entertainment Thursday it is.
For? Can I young Lou make money anymore? Shake your feet, baby girl, and hang on. Imagine your quarrel, did you want my Lou? Who are you? What are you? Who the hell do you think you are? Do you know me?
Ni matrix hapa na leo nataka kujua kama mko poa, kama mko poa. Ni aje leo niliamka asubuhi tuvi, lakini kweli jana kuliendaje? Nakumbuka ilikuwa tu na yako ilikuwaje? Nasikia ulichafua masekota yoni na raundi mzee nimesota, but kuna msana dini yangu atanisote na leo budame ni wine so uko down twende round unasemaje? Twende town story ya westimi sitaki. Ako wapi Edu tupitie kwake? Wacha tukue fungo basi. Hello ni aje jemo niko down maze. Okay sawa tukutane tao basi. Siken call me kwa kitu saa 3. Kitu seme kitu saa 2. No sinikalishe bro juni na speedy. Aya baadaye bro hiyo ni fiti. Auski leo niko fiti. Nikipata hiyo do na tupa round 2. Na leo tunateka away machipsi bajia kenchi kidis Johamade Mahudu wamegwapa wamebeat mzana ni magasla. Uko tayari twende maze umenara? Wacha nivae njumu tutoke haraka kabla nipewe ma lecture na mother. Amekuwa kiet sana nataka kuhama. Bye mom, okay see you later. Ebu kwanza wacha nivae hiyo sweater. See you later. Hakuna kulala leo kijuma data. Kwanza flash Edu atoke keja. Ashatoka eni aje kusema. Tunapitia tao tutafute pepa. Twende kitu kichelewa atahepa. Edu nime like hiyo ngepa. Karibu tufikie, wacha nipigie. Sina California vitu mzuri tunaendelea mbele. Hakuna cha uzuni hapa furani tele. Wala wamesahau mziki yangu bado ni genge. Wala natudharau tafadhali usifanye nicheke. Sitadangana jamani nirudi studio leo na nasikia poa. Na najua mnapenda kusikia sauti yangu kwa hivyo ngoma poa tu ndo tazidi kutoa. Unatulia nini bana mka tuzitoke? Unapanguza nini bana wacha jasho imwagike kote. Ataka kuna ukame tunajituliza na maji baridi. Clemo raundi ameniambia nikute na ngoma 2. Moral wachi wabambe na mjipandishe juu ka bendera na mwimbe ngoma ka national anthem. Nataka tu heshima yako. Nataka tu furaha yako.
Wanasema dumba, kumbe ni jasho. Sema wanasema dumba, kumbe ni jasho. Sema
Grand Packet Resi remix Dumbala JA na mada beats ndio zile kwa masanduku JB. Hizi dumba ni jasho mafans na JC ta hit Kampala. Kaka Tanzania kwa JD. Boom shaka boom hii ni Dumbala Udada ni tukumdara baby. Hizi remix yetu ni remix of the year. Those of us similar opinions sema the A have it. Super rapper super singer. Noma sana utashangaa. Asante sana shukran thumbs up. Dada kweli umejibeba. Hakuna Dumbala nachafanga pampaka Kampala. Usipana ni ita mimganga akishavanga tukianza ngamba. Oh man we be living in the sky.
wanasema dumba, kumbe ni jasho. Sema
for a long time na siyo Dubai anituliza. Nikanaweza kukuona tu kidogo. Dakika moja tuzungumze kidogo. Kuna vile nimetaka for a long time na siyo Dubai anituliza. Yeah. Now I said tumetoka Githurai. Na nguvu baranza nyine dry high. Tukifry waka msis kama yai kwa karakbai. Meshika sema
kwani hamnaga uwezo ya kuthink badala ya kuwest ink. Video hata zinaga malip sync. Msupaleti pia kaletwa na wakengi. Sauti today tunapiga kelele. Hapa kule chakula tamu shika ule na ni bure. Shika ule na ukumbuke usisumbuke ukumbuke next time. Kwa tumesimama katikati ya jamii. Watiaji na wasanii. Kumbuke yakini kombele kuliko wote. Madua
maisha yangu siku hizi hapa kule, toka shule toka town mpaka ati mpaka maja hapa kule, mimi yule hustler nasaka ganji hapa kule, familia naye kule, toka kite mpaka kile, toka nyuma mpaka mbele, mabasi piga kelele kwenye klabu hapa kule kwenye klabu hapa kule twende klabu hapa kule 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 hapa
Let's go. My fans me now wapenda wo Te my haters kama mnipendi kuleni sempe meza wembe na wapa life kama Saida Karole na wenye wivu wachinyonge. My fans me now wapenda wo Te my fans me now wapenda wote na ma autograph mtasign siku zote na washukuru walioni hold down na kwa hii rap game sitawa let down. I promise me na wapa promise too, album yangu itakuwa hits too.
Okay. We might need a fan in here because we've had so much fun this morning on Entertainment Thursday. Tell a neighbor, to tell a friend, to tell another that this is how we do it. Each and every Thursday in the morning on KBC Channel 1. The show on air is Entertainment Thursday on Good Morning Kenya. The DJ today. Hey, wacha tu.
Mambo imechemuka.
Imechemuka, mambo imechemuka. Imechemuka kabisa. So it was a throwback edition, and there's just something about Kenyan music, throwback songs. As you can see, my guests joined me on this stage, and yeah, Kenyan music is beautiful music. So how about you continue supporting Kenyan music? Make sure to support each and every artist who was on the show today. This is where I sign off. My name is Vivian Degwa alongside Unique the DJ. Entertainment Thursday was the show. Adios.
If I put it to you that ile makosa ulifanya nini niliwakataza. Mambo ya boyfriend. How do you go to your boyfriend and you go to school? What is more important than school? Mimi sina boyfriend.
Huyu ni mtoto wako?
No, I'm the second parent now. Yes.
Second parent, yes. Lakini hii mambo namwambia ya hao maboyfriend ulijulia wapi?
Nilijua.
Na mbona hukufuatilia mzazi wake umwambie?
Kwa hivyo if I tell this honorable court that what you did, it was your own judgment. Ukafungia watoto nje. Will I be lying?
No.
Thank you.
Wewe ndio uliamua kufungia watoto nje wanafunzi.
Hapana, nilifuata masharti yake mheshimiwa.
Na sasa unasema yes. Kama uelewi sema sielewi.
Elewi na yeye ni principal.
Wacha nikwambie, kitu mbaya angefanyikia mmoja wao wanafunzi, hiyo kisungu yako angeisha.
Wait a minute, let me ask you.
Maswali umemaliza ya hii kesi.
Ima na wendo mwingi tugikuthokia Embu County, the land of opportunities. Kambunene ya Ngemi FM mushi worata.
Twegagure na kamwetha kama vyumeto. Muroro kiande tukunye maire na murori tuthie thokore besa mevukore cha
manje makiyara uranje muri cietu cia thitima na ronje rwathagana nyamu cia kithaka igitugemeria bururi wetu wa mbere Embu County. Ngemi FM tikomono tukianirira na mugambo munene eno ni Ngemi FM
musie wa urata
eno ni nyumba nene musie wa urata.
Ngemi FM 103.5.
From roads and bridges to telecommunications towers, our